Good afternoon from Old Natchez Country Club. I'm Joe Hunk. For something we ain't got to say in a while, it is game week. Titans, Bears, happening Saturday at noon. And what we found out just a little while ago is that Coach Vrabel is going to be handing over the head coaching duties as assistant head coach and defensive line coach. Terrell Williams is going to be serving as the head coach on Saturday. Tennessee just advanced to the championship game of the Southeast Regionals for the Little League World Series as they just defeated Georgia 4-0. That championship game is going to be at 4 p.m. Central on ESPN tomorrow. And if they win that, they are heading to Pennsylvania for the Little League World Series. And for all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
My belt pack doesn't work. Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. Bruce Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. It is golf tournament day here on 104.5 The Zone at Old Natchez Country Club. Beautiful outing, beautiful day, beautiful golf games. Slade sat it out golf-wise. What happened to you?
I was there.
What happened to you?
Man, my shoulder popped out of the socket Saturday night.
Dude, you're falling apart. What, you trying to fight like the UFC guys?
So I was getting ready to attempt to do a wrestling move and grab one of my friends.
Oh, see? And there's your first mistake.
My shoulder popped out, but then it went back in. So at least I didn't have to go to the emergency room or anything. So I'm on about 8 of leaves right now, and the pain has subsided.
What wrestling move were you trying to do?
I was going to scoop them. But
what time of day did this happen?
Oh, this was about 2-ish.
2 in the afternoon?
In the morning.
What did we tell you about staying on the front porch?
I was on the way to the porch and detoured for a second. That let me know, boy, get to the porch. And I made it to the porch, and everything was fine. I think I sent y'all a message from the porch.
You sent a message on the way to the porch.
And then when I got there, I think, didn't I?
But it was like 3 in the morning.
Oh, yeah, it was delayed.
It was early.
I actually heard it come through
early.
my phone. It woke me up, but I didn't look at the video until the next morning.
Yeah, good job. Good thing I wasn't in need.
It is game week, as a matter of fact. Before we get into all that, Don Davenport is here.
Hello. I feel like they put baby in the corner.
I mean, they could have set us out there a little bit more because it's a
it's
amazing
gorgeous
breeze coming
out
out
here.
right there,
Yeah.
too.
We are on the Lanai.
We might have to relocate.
We are on the Lanai, overlooking the practice green, the driving range, and the first tee box.
We do have a beautiful view.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the Santa.
But it would be better if it was over there.
The Santa Ana winds are rolling through, and they feel good.
Is that what that is?
I don't know. I just
Oh,
made
so
it
that's
up.
real.
I think the Santa Ana winds are in California. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like
But it's really green out here. Look, all the trees are green. You know, a lot of times, and by the time you get to August, everything's dead.
Yep.
It's not that way.
That's because we've been pushed back. And I think it was you telling the world leave the time a certain way. So when they decided to
think
do
that
that,
did it?
yeah, it pushed everything back because we ain't really had a hot summer. Now all of a sudden it's getting hot. So we starting to get it going into August instead of June. So now I guess the trees won't fade until November now.
I did see we were on the 12th green, and there were a lot of trees around the 12th green, and you and Ramon were out there, and the leaves started to fall from the trees, like it's fall or something. I'm like, here we go.
I missed that one.
We're gonna blink. It's gonna be October, and it's gonna feel great.
And the Titans will be 6-0. Is that too much?
Okay.
Was that too much?
I don't know. He is Ron Slay.
I'm in the building. I'm in the
optimistic.
building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm
He
in
is
the
very
building. I'm in the
optimistic.
building. I I'm in the am, building. man. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Chris Hubbard did most of the work at right tackle.
Like that. Settle on in, big hub.
Yeah, we're gonna ask Buck Rising about that. He did his show out there today. Lucas Panziga got dumped on.
What was that? I saw that.
Yeah, you get under a tent, and if it rains, there's water that collects on top of the tent that you don't notice. And then wind comes by, and it was windy out there, and Lucas was trying to put his foot, on the tent little little feet there.
Yep, to make it not fly.
Yeah, and so wind came by, knocked all the water on top of him. He did the ice bucket challenge.
That was real.
Yeah.
Free, though. He did it free.
They have it on video.
Good. Good for paying.
Yeah, at Buck Rising. It's character, right?
Yeah, it almost did me like that when we were out there. First of all, hey, man, you got to take this, but Nashville, Tennessee is amazing.
Yeah, we know.
This weekend, dog.
There was a lot going on downtown,
hey, man,
baby.
The city showed up, man.
Yeah.
If it's ever a question, should something come in? I don't care if it is flipping pennies on Broadway. If that's an event, it should be right here because everybody gonna show up. Man, it was people coming from Michigan. It was people coming from, what was the other person? North Dakota. These are people, hey, man, I'm proud of my city. I'm going to be honest. I'm proud of my city, man. So everybody that's out there, even the transplants, man, we appreciate y'all, man, because y'all standing up and y'all keeping Nashville floating, man. This is beautiful to see. There is never an event that dies out here or bombs.
Nah, hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
No, back when we used to have minor league basketball in Municipal Auditorium, sometimes you'd have like 500 people in there.
Yeah.
It was still fun. I'm not saying that.
You had a ball, but
yeah.
not anymore. Is dope.
No. If you build it, they'll come. Like this city knows how to throw a party, and this city knows how to do multiple events.
Yes.
And so you've got the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix, and a lot of people had a great time out there with that. And then you've got the MMA.
UFC.
You've got the UFC fight.
It was dope, man.
And you were there, and I was back at home watching with friends, and we started betting on the fights.
Yeah.
And you showed me your bet card at the end of the night, and I was like, damn, Slay was perfect.
I nailed
What
them.
in the world happened there?
5 fights, baby. Nailed them all.
Did you just go sit in a corner like crisscross applesauce, put your fingers in the air and have a seance?
Hey, man, all I'm saying is
get all the information?
Thanks to Superbook, we had Ron Crook on, and I went and sat with him.
Oh, you had
So I was picking
info.
brains. I was picking brains like, dog, what? But one of his was wrong because I went opposite him and still won. So I just got the Midas touch.
Who was the last guy? Anyway.
Yep.
The last fight sucked.
It was terrible.
And he apologized afterward because the crowd booed. All it was grappling.
Yep, the whole time.
Wrestling.
Yep, exactly.
There was no stand-up fighting at all, and it was 5-minute rounds of that, and everybody was booing.
They sure were.
They should have had that match first. But he gets in the ring, and he's like, man, I had an elbow problem, so I couldn't really do what I needed to do. I'm like, why didn't we know that before?
You can't tell his partner that because they would attack that part. Hey, I got to give a shout-out to Bob and Harvey, presented by Uncle and them.
Presented by Uncle and them down the street.
Man,
yes.
Bob and Harvey and them walked up to me and told me, don't you ever buy a drink in this town. And I said, you know what? I like that. So
okay,
I'll accept it. Yeah, I'll accept that all day. So shout out to them, man. They was with their pops. They came out there, show love. First of all, the zone is bubbling too. I mean,
bubbling.
Yeah.
We're out here.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's Babsy, I'm telling you.
But it's not us. It's like the people of Nashville and Middle Tennessee and surrounding areas that's taking ownership of this radio station and understanding that we're all in this together as sports fans and not just that, as Nashvillians.
Hell yeah.
Or Middle Tennesseans or North Alabamians. Is that what they are? Or South Central Kentuckians.
Yeah, I'm with it all, man. I had a blast, dog.
Or wherever you listen on the app. Overseas, California, Minnesota, Milwaukee, wherever you are.
We got some
Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
Hey, ZZ. Yep.
So why did you say we're bubbling? I just kind of took it over.
No, just because everybody was walking up saying they love the show.
Oh.
Like I was walking with a UFC fighter and I got more love than the UFC fighter.
But
I was like,
you were with Dustin.
Yeah, I was like, man, Dustin, just roll with me, dog. You don't need no security. Man, it's straight.
He was good too.
No, he was.
And then they had the female match right before the
that was
Suarez
fireworks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, literally, we just sat in front of the television and watched all of it.
It was all good too.
did you see Slay in the crowd?
I didn't see Slay, but they did show Vrabel, and Vrabel flexed.
They showed him love too.
Oh yeah.
They showed him love. They went crazy in there. Alicia Clark did text me and said, "I'm watching the fight with my teammates." Was that you I just saw? I said, "You damn right, that's me sitting cage side."
Cage side. Did you have your sunglasses on too?
No, I had them on my shirt then because it was too dark.
Yeah.
Can't you sitting there and that's where I watched it a couple years ago when it was here? You hear every punch.
Dog, and see that was I'm oh my god!
That's what they were telling us. It's different. It's different there than on television.
If you
in
go,
person,
it's automatic.
Like, and there were points where I was like, I think that I'm in like the blood splatter section.
Like, it's very well.
Yeah.
It's very well, man.
Like I had white jeans on, I remember, and
You had to throw them away?
I think it was right after Baby Babs was born too. It was our first night out,
Yeah.
like after Baby Babs, and I remember looking at Mr. Babs, and I was like, "Is it? Should I be worried about my white jeans? Like there's blood splattering everywhere."
No, it's real live full contact. They
Yeah.
mean that when they say that, they mean that.
Yeah.
But it was good to see. Our guy showed love. Man, what's his name, man? He gonna kill me, man. As soon as I walked in the media section, he always got his hat backwards. I want to say Ron, but I know that's not his name. Anyway, Bridgestone. He always got the ins and outs of Bridgestone anywhere you need to go. But he showed his love. He was just with us at the NHL draft when we was doing. I forgot his name, man. Big guy. All right.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Oh no, I can't think his name. Anyway.
I can't either.
I can't.
Here's what'll happen. We'll remember it at like 4:27.
Y'all gonna remember? So I'll draw a picture.
We'll
of
be
him.
talking to Chris Lowe and be like, "Oh,
That's him. Yeah, I'm telling you. But they show love. Everybody, all the event workers and everything at Bridgestone, usually it's the same ones. So they showed a lot of love too, man. We appreciate all you guys. Y'all held it down. It's going down
for real."
in the Music City. Then the Music City Grand Prix. I know Savage went to that. Buck also, Pan. All of them went to that. It was a little too hot for me to be out there. So
By the way, my guy
Saturday.
Battle just texted me. He said there was also the micro wrestling version of WrestleMania Saturday at the fairgrounds. There's a lot going on, man.
Wow.
Plus, everybody I talk to says I need to see Oppenheimer.
Dog, 10 out of 10. I said 9.5 because it's hard to make a perfect.
Well, plus 9.5
Oh, you watched it?
because you I thought you slept through it.
No, I slept through the first 20 minutes. Hey.
Then they started building.
How do you even do that?
Hey!
They started building the bomb.
Pack! What's up, baby? That go a real Nashvilleian right there, man.
Oh, David Pack.
We ought to put Pack on the mic.
I thought you were talking about Pac-Man.
Pack up here throwing ice and everything. He acting like Pac-Man right now. Throwing ice up here at me.
I see Pac at CPA all the time.
Yeah, that's my guy right there, man.
615-737-1045, always the number. We do have a guest coming up. Buck Rising's going to join us. We'll talk Titans football as the Titans are preparing for the preseason game against the Bears. It is game week. Titans at Bears, Saturday, 11 a.m. You can catch all the action right here on 104.5 The Zone, also on News 2. 104.5 The Zone's 2023 Summer Golf Classic.
Going down, baby.
At Old Natchez Country Club. By the way, I played with Dave Elliott, our sales manager, Hunter Rice, who's also in sales management and with Titans Radio, and Don Davenport's husband, Travis.
Yeah.
Mr. Babs?
He held it down.
Can, pun fully intended, slay it out there.
Yes, he can. I saw him.
So we substituted Slay for Travis Harder.
And last minute, too.
Yeah.
Probably less drinking, but better shots. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, but guess what, though, Bess?
Although there might not be that much less drinking. I'm not sure.
There was less drinking.
But I told him I make them look so much better. So they missed me a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
you
right.
and Ramon came and followed us around. We had a gallery for a while. It was kind of intimidating.
More like a peanut gallery.
Yeah, 104.5 The Zone. Summer Golf Classic presented by Ferguson HVAC, who is a proud road partner and live at Old Natchez Country Club as we spend the day teeing off on one of Middle Tennessee's most prestigious private courses. More 3HL when we come back. We'll talk Titans football with Buck Rising next on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, Ron Slay here, man? Chimney, over 63 years of experience. You need to get something done with your chimney. You need to get some masonry work done. You got to dive into my guys right here, 615-364-8987. Get involved in this hot summer special. Matter of fact, take advantage of it. If you don't take advantage, you're losing out, man, and I don't want you to lose out. You need specialization in all aspects of fireplace, chimney services, inspections, estimates, full rebuilds, repairs, whatever it is you need to be done. Well, they got to take care of it for you. That's what they do. I promise you can always depend on them. If you require chimney cap installation or waterproofing, we will ensure Yes, we, because it's family, will ensure your chimney complies with code requirements and is ready for use. Dry vent service, outdoor kitchens, fire pits, fire bowls, anything you need to entertain. You know the fall's coming, so you better get ahead of it now. Don't wait till the last week and then say, hey, man, I need to get my chimney. Don't do that, even though they'll come out there then too. But I want you to get ahead of it. 615-364-8987. Chimney.
Want to tell you about my friends at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. We were talking about how green everything still is, and you can still have the best yard in the neighborhood. There's no question about that, even though it is hot. DigginsSupply.com is the website. Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. Trey Hartsook is here to tell you more. Trey, what's up?
Hey, Brent, what's up, man? Yeah, we were out at Old Natchez earlier. We were looking around saying, wow, this is a really nice track out here. Maybe you're out there as well playing golf, and you say, man, you know what would be neat if my backyard looked like this? Hey, it's not just a dream. We can do that for you at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. You know, out there they got a lot of Zoysia, a lot of Bermuda, a lot of warm season turf. Really looking good right now. Also been a great year for the cool season turf. I know everybody that came into Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply this fall and got on our turf plan, their yard is looking really good, and it's almost that time of year where we need to be looking at overseeing. But right now, let's just make sure that we're taking care of what we do have, making sure we're keeping the fungus out, and making sure that we're staying fertilized with some of our custom blended fertilizers only available at Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply. And we all know it's hot outside, so that means that our equipment, unfortunately, this time of year tends to break down a lot. Trust Diggins Turf and Landscape Supply for all your small engine repairs. And the best thing is, Brent, we can even come get it for you, too. If you're broke down and need some help, we can come pick it up, fix it, and get it back to you. So if any of those things interest you, stop in and see us. Conveniently located all over Middle Tennessee. Got locations in Nashville, Cool Springs, Hendersonville, Murfreesboro, Bellevue, Brentwood, Longmore, Mount Juliet, and Franklin. If you can't get a hold of us, check us out online, DickinsSupply.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone, broadcasting live from Old Natchez Country Club. Oh, there it is. Sorry. When you're on remote and you got like 15-mile-an-hour winds and you're trying to get loose sheets of paper so you can thank your sponsors like Southern Trophy House, Hendricks Gin, Seymour Putters, Fight DMD. We got Terry Marlin was out here doing mulligans. We had lots of mulligans. By the way, on the 18th hole, I intentionally hit it in the sand.
Oh, wow.
And then threw it in for an eagle. We had a sand toss.
There you go.
That's how we ended our tournament at 10 under.
Resourceful.
Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, Brentwood Jewelry, the Atlanta Braves. Appreciate all these guys and more. The 104.5 The Zone Summer Golf Classic presented by Ferguson HVAC. When you see these events pop up, jump in because they sell out, and it's a lot of fun.
A whole lot of fun.
You and Ramon just wandered around the course.
Yeah. Hollered at
Smoking
people.
cigars.
Yep.
Shotgun and beers.
Yep.
I heard 1.8 seconds.
Yeah. So somebody said it was 2.4, but I think that was wind aided. So I got to go back and check.
I know Sammy, who works with us, she was exceptionally impressed. She came running over to me because I was on the green. She was like, "You won't believe how fast Slade just did that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I would."
I see that
I was
all
like,
the
"I
time.
put all my money on him."
I see that all the time.
Buck Rising joins us as we talk Titans football at Buck Rising on Twitter, 10 to 1 weekdays on 104.5 The Zone. Buck, what's up? How are you?
Hello, friends. Long time.
What a buckaroo.
It has been a while since last football season, I think.
Yep, he didn't want to. He didn't have time for us then.
You literally sent me to the shadows the way that I send Bert to the shadows. But I'm back. We got a game this week.
Does that mean we have to bring Bert back also?
No, you do not. He can stay relegated to wherever. His girlfriend tried to put us on one of those wagons pulled by tractors downtown for his 30th. So wherever Bert is, he needs to stay there for a period of time.
Bert's the guy, like, you wonder, like, you see him at work and stuff, but you wonder, like, how does that guy spend his free time? Like, what is he up to the rest of the hours of the day?
I know very well what he's up to the rest of the hours today. And for the sake of his employment, we will not delve into those waters together.
Yeah, let him live, bud.
All right, before we get into Titans news, you guys had the video, and well, I guess they were still shots of the day with Lucas trying to hold the tent down with the wind, but not thinking, hey, there might be water like puddled up in this tent, and he ends up doing the ice bucket challenge in 2023. It was an amazing thing.
Oh, Bud, as you were rustling your papers around very vigorously, I had literally just finished screen recording the video of Lucas getting said water dumped on his head. It is as hard as I've laughed on air in any one thing because I was dry. I was completely fine. If I'd have been literally an inch to my right, I would have gotten drenched also. But because there's justice in this world, Lucas got it. I mean, it was a direct shot. You couldn't have got him better if you were trying to hit him with a water balloon off the SeatGeek Terrace up there.
I think we have Zeph says he has the audio of this. This is what went down during Buck Rising Show today at Titans training camp.
Although Greg Cosell did get a hats from the team, he was concerned about his head out here on the practice. Oh, whoa! Speaking of concern about,
oh my God!
I think you pulled that down on yourself.
Give me that.
That's unbelievable.
Give me my rain jacket. At this point, I'm just worried about the Comrex. Give me that. Give me that.
I am so dry, and he is so not, and that is hilarious.
Jackson, blink twice if we're still on the air.
I don't know what's funnier, Lucas getting drenched or Buck's delight in someone else's misfortune.
Even though it
Jackson
could affect your
texted me and
show.
said, I've never seen you smile that hard in my life. I couldn't have been. We could have gone off the air. I could have been done for the day and nuked the rest of the radio show. It was fine. It was all worth it. It was all worth it.
You could have won $1,000 from the Tennessee Education Lottery and not been happier.
No, there's no. I don't want for anything. Thank God in my life, there's nothing you could get me in this world that was good as the smile that came on my face when Lucas got hit with that water.
All right, at Buck Rising on Twitter if you want to check that out. All right, how's Chris Hubbard doing at right tackle? Are they good there now?
I mean, he doesn't swing at people after the play, so yeah, it's better. I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be his job until it's not. So we'll see how this thing plays out in the next couple of weeks. He's started. I say that tongue in cheek, and obviously, like, he's been a starting right tackle in the league. It's been a couple of years. I think 2019 was the last time he was a full-time starter. So he's basically, and he's probably closer to a career backup, but
They just need somebody that they can trust to do the job without being a liability. And the last guy couldn't do the job without being a liability. And so it's Chris Hubbard's job for the foreseeable future, because it doesn't look like – I mean, I did not see from my vantage point, and I don't want to speak out of turn because I didn't see practice attendance today. I don't know if OJ was back out there, John Ojukwu, that was getting reps at right tackle earlier in training camp. But they did sign somebody over the weekend to kind of come in and have some competition and at least have some kind of depth and knowledge of their system before they get these things started with preseason games literally on the horizon on Saturday. We're fired up about it. But, Hubbard is going to be fine.
What's the preseason game situation going to look like? Mike Vrabel is notorious for not playing his starters, right? A whole lot. What can we expect? Because I look at the offensive line, you have to find answers there, right? They need to find consistency. You have to know what you have there, but then again, you have zero depth there.
Yeah, the starting offensive linemen have played. Like, even didn't Lawan get some snaps in the preseason last year for like a series? It wasn't anything crazy, but they definitely.
Like, I don't even know if I count that though.
I mean, sure, but that's like, it's not unprecedented. Now, Derek and Tannehill won't play. Malik started all 3 preseason games last year. Tannehill hadn't played in the preseason since he got traded for in 2019. He was still backing up Mariota. So those two definitely I would not anticipate. I mean, I'd be shocked to see Hopkins out there. There would really be no reason to do that. But the offensive line, if you don't see all 5 of them, I bet you see Brewer and Skoronski for a couple of snaps at minimum. But I don't think it's a terrible idea to get him out there because, Don, I don't think they're going to be great by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think Dillard is so irreplaceable that they can't, get him a couple of reps out there. It's the only real measure that they'll have beyond joint training camp practices next week at Minnesota. So, in the interim, I don't think it's a terrible idea.
I feel like you got to see him, right? You got to see him in some kind of real action there.
Yeah, offensive lineman, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Kevin Byard
and how
said
smart
he's
is Mike
Vrabel
Vrabel?
On the sideline, so.
Right, yeah.
I was about to say, and how smart is Mike Vrabel that he doesn't have to answer questions about this for the rest of the week? He's just going to tell us to ask Terrell Williams and then tell us all to bleep off. Like, it's brilliant. It also advances the career of, in a very, very innovative way, very smartly to get somebody some exposure, some opportunity, in a really cool move to have Terrell Williams, the defensive line coach and this year assistant head coach, have the opportunity to manage real game situations and things like that. But also, Mike doesn't have to answer questions about this anymore this weekend. I'm sure he's thrilled.
That's true. Anything stand out today specifically for you? This was the
win.
first day none of us were out there.
Yeah, no, the win for sure. They've been practicing in the elements like the last couple of days, right? They tried to have him out there on Thursday, and the Lightning pushed him back inside. He had him out there in the rain again on Friday for an entire practice, and obviously the wind was not terribly cooperative today. Levis continues to make some really nice throws out there. It feels like him and Reggie Robertson have a pretty decent connection at this point in the red zone. Ryan Tannehill and
I like Reggie.
It's tough at wide receiver this year, guys. Like especially if you're doing any math that involves 3 quarterbacks, like your numbers got to get tight somewhere. And I mean, I think you could see a scenario where like Colton Dow or Racing McMath or NWI or Reggie Robertson, like all of those dudes who you could make an argument for a 6 wide receiver, guys like that who probably won't have jobs at some point here in the near future. It's a good position to be in, given the Titans wide receiver situation we thought that they might field prior to Hopkins signing, but it looks like it's going to be a legitimate competition.
And you gotta love that too. If you're the receiver getting ready to go into these preseason games, knowing you're fighting for a job, you got 2 quarterbacks that are really fighting for a spot as well. Not necessarily a spot to be on the team, but as far as the ranking, who's going to be number 2, who's going to be number 3, whatever it may be, you got those guys going out there playing for real. You're not just getting a guy that you know that's going to be cut. These guys are really fighting. So as a receiver, they're going to give you the best opportunity to get out there and make some money or make a team, even if it's not with the Titans. You got to love that at wide receiver.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I mean, these games do matter, even though, I'm sure we'll all be bored halfway through the third quarter and things like that, unless you're betting. That's what sure Slay and Brent are. I would say that
it's not about us.
You know that
no,
well.
listen. Hey, buddy, I listen. That habit is going to keep this industry alive and well for a very, very long time. Continue, please.
Yes, it is.
I would say though, yeah. I mean, these guys, whether they end up on your roster now, whether they end up back on your roster after roster cuts go down, they land somewhere else, they have to come back in on waivers or practice squad or something like that. With this team's record of health in the last 2 years, it's entirely possible that you'll get to intimately know some of these names on the roster. So while preseason is, not it's barely real football, it's the closest thing that we can do without these games actually counting. And so, you'll see real competition out there. And the Titans quarterback situation is as interesting as any team not named San Francisco this year. I think there's going to be a lot of people paying close attention to that one.
And realistically, for the fans, Buck, what do you think? Because I heard the morning show, Will and Savage and Kayla and them talking about they want to see guys like Ryan Tannehill out there for a series or two. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Do you need to see them this early? When you talk about the key guys like Tanny and people like that trying to build chemistry and things like that in a game.
I don't care that Tom Brady likes playing preseason. That's great. Love that for you, Tom. Go on. Good luck and God bless. Ryan Tannehill is going to be in year, what is this, 12, 13? There's zero reason. There is zero benefit whatsoever to put your 35-year-old quarterback out there. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's funny because Aaron Rodgers is saying that he may play in the preseason. He hasn't played since 2018 in the preseason. Like, everybody's going away from that.
Oh, but he's so full of bleep. Like, I'm watching him doing this, mentoring Zach Wilson. Oh, yeah, let me call a play for you here, buddy. This will be wholesome. He's doing the Tom Brady, Tampa Bay heel turn where all of a sudden Tom's kind of likable after 20 years of, being the scourge of your existence. So, no, Aaron Rodgers, get out of here with that. Anything that man says at this point, I just kind of roll my eyes, and I'm looking forward to the entertainment value of whatever the hell happens there, good or bad. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I wish you would have been standing under your tent with the water coming down.
You wish I would have been?
No, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it would have been a story had Aaron Rodgers been at Titans practice, but that would have been funny.
You, Aaron Rodgers.
I agree. Both of those things.
I agree.
With both.
I love it. Hey, a question about Christian Fulton. I keep hearing very positive things about him. Is he taking a step at cornerback? Obviously, contract year, he can make a lot of money if he turns into one of the better corners in the league.
I mean, it doesn't hurt that he's got, legit wide receivers to kind of test himself against. Traylon looks great out there. Phillips looks great out there. Hopkins looks great. And Christian has done well, even in the one-on-ones that are basically designed to make the DB look like they lost, even though, in a lot of those situations, the quarterback isn't throwing the ball half the time. But I would say in terms of, a throw that they would actually make just because of where, there's not safety help, there's not linebackers over the middle, it's just a one-on-one route, so it's a lot easier for the offense to win. And Fulton has come up making a lot of plays in those situations. I think he's looked nice in red zone. Even some of these great contested catches that you're seeing, and you are seeing some great contested catches, not just from Hopkins, but from Burks and other guys. Fulton has had good coverage. You see him in a lot of these, and you may think, oh, my God, what's wrong with the Titans secondary? And I think if you look a little closer at the work that those guys are doing on these wide receivers, you feel decent about where he's at. Now, McCreary is, I think, going to be in the slot, and durability is his best asset right now. I think Mike really appreciates the work that dude puts in, and so I guess Murphy Bunting would be your other outside corner in the interim. That he's kind of got I don't want to call it a spotty track record. He's just, he's seen his playing time decrease. That's why he was available for value this free agency. But the secondary, anything that makes that pass rush feel like it should is going to make life a lot easier on that secondary. But it's still good to see them making plays out there.
What about Sean Murphy Bunting on the other side, outside, and Roger McCreary inside at corner? What about those two guys?
McCreary seems pretty comfy in there.
Yeah, I think that's ultimately where he's going to end up, and that wasn't really his. I mean, Don, you'd remember that better than I would. I think he was primarily an outside corner, if not exclusively an outside corner at Auburn. So, they tried that with Christian Fulton his rookie year. It didn't really take the way that it seems to for McCreary, and I know McCreary talked to us in the spring about, some of his worst snaps he felt like were in nickel and in dime, something that he really, really wanted to emphasize and work on. It seems like that's paid dividends from the offseason. So, I don't really worry about him. I think that if Christian Fulton can establish himself and be available, it's not like we don't know that Christian Fulton's probably the most talented corner that they have right now. It's just that he hasn't been consistently available. So, I mean, if you can have that asset or that, ability, which is really, really tough to predict, but I'm not terribly worried about their defense, even though I think it was fair to come into this season with some questions about them.
So, okay, along these lines, I think we've all established what every single Titans fan is worried about this season is the offensive line. Let's take that out of the conversation. We all know that it's a struggle, right? What going into camp is, and if it's changed now, what is your biggest concern with this team right now? We take out offensive.
I don't know who the kicker is. I don't know who the kicker is.
That's your biggest concern? I mean, there could be worse.
Yeah, I don't know. Kicker's not unimportant. I mean,
I'm not saying it's
Randy,
unimportant, but
especially
I've also
with the way Vrabel plays one-score games.
Well, yeah, but I've also watched both of those kickers at practice, and I mean, they're not terrible.
No. I mean, they're fine. It's just it looks
Right.
like a buddy cop movie because one's a giant, the other one's minuscule. I think, as you correctly noted in your chicken scratch notebook, that I don't know how you get anything done whatsoever.
Caleb
I
Shudak
think
is not tall.
that is correct. That is an accurate assessment.
Yes.
I mean, my answer would be depth anywhere. They're perilously thin everywhere. It's really, I mean, wide receiver, I do feel a lot better about. I don't know what they have in Josh Wiley or Trayvon Wesco as a tight end situation. I
really
know
like
how much I trust Jaden Peavy or Naquan Jones should, God forbid, something happen to Jeff or Danico Autry. I mean, you saw how, they have good players up front, but if they had Jeff and Harold on one of the, if not the worst third down defense in the history of football. So, these things are not completely, they can't operate independent of one another. They have to work cohesively, and there's a lot of it that's tied to Jeff and Harold's success up front. So, again, just cross your fingers and hope for better injury luck after 2 years of god-awful, nightmarish type stuff. But because beyond that, I mean, it looks like a competent football team. I don't know if I'm just in the mode of training camp where I'm excited to do games and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I'm talking myself into things that I probably wouldn't have bought into 6 weeks ago or something like that. But they do seem.
That's kind of how we are.
Yes,
Buck.
I was just gonna say that's the consensus right now.
I'm like, are we
too close?
Are we too homerish or
Right.
something? Like, what's going on? I'm like, I think that this is a decent football team.
Yeah, but I did that last year with Hooper, and that ended up being just nonsense. There are things. There are things.
That's true.
I was.
There's just things in training camp that, Phillips might have been real, right? Phillips looked great in training camp last year. He looked great in training camp this year, and then his shoulder blew up, and none of it mattered. So, there's some of these things are just difficult.
I did it with Adam Humphries too.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the.
Oh yeah, that would have
see
worked
that,
had he
though.
not
This is
gotten his skull caved in Cincinnati. That might have worked.
He was never the same. He was never the same after that.
I think he was a Washington Commander football skin team player for a hot second, but beyond that, I don't think anything happened.
I think for a hot minute.
There he is. He's Buck Rising. At Buck Rising on Twitter, 10 to 1 weekdays on 104.5 The Zone. Thanks, Buck.
Goodbye, friends.
Goodbye.
There he goes. When we come back, ACC adding 2 college football teams. Well, I guess schools would be the best way to say that. Also, odds to win the Pac-4. We've got that. And then defensive line assistant head coach Tyrell Williams will handle the coaching duties this weekend for the Titans. We'll talk about that next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
And I still feel a certain type of way that Savage is going on me. But you know what? I'm slimming up, so maybe I can find some new friends. And maybe you can too, man. Awaken 180, that's what I dove into. And they know there are millions of people in search of weight loss. So why keep having the same people pay over and over again? It's a one-time deal with Awaken 180 because, like me, you'll not only drop the weight, but it stays gone. I'm talking about I'm entering back into my maintenance part of the program, my journey, if you will, and I'm having chicken biscuits for breakfast. I'm getting good omelets, with a lot of veggies, also adding my sausage, chicken, whatever else I want to add in there, and I'm not gaining a pound. Reason being, I am firing on all cylinders. My metabolism is right where it's supposed to be. It's in its zone, and that's what they're going to help you do. You're going to be able to talk to your coach. Coach Sam is who I depend on. I don't got to talk to her for now 2 or 3 weeks. That's probably more of a blessing on her than it is me, but it's always working out, man, and I'm on the scale every morning, and I'm not missing. That's one thing you're not going to do. Once you dive into Awaken 180 weight loss, it's going to work for you. Do you need to lose weight? Every week, it can happen with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Schedule your consultation by calling 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
The best value in live TV and streaming is with Xfinity Internet and Now TV. It's the best network for watching all the entertainment that you love, and you can do it without missing a beat, including live TV and sports, all of your favorite shows and movies on a network made for streaming. Watch what you want when you want. All you have to do is just sit back and enjoy, get way more into what you are into. Stream on the next generation Xfinity 10G network. Switch today to get a great deal on a great deal of entertainment. And speaking of great deals, now through August 28th, get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $30 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, add Now TV with Peacock Premium, a $5.99 a month value included at no extra cost for just $20 a month. Switch today. Go to Xfinity.com/10G. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account restrictions apply. Now TV requires Xfinity Internet. Equipment, taxes, and fees are extra. After the promotion, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Congrats to the 12U Tennessee team in Warner Robins, Georgia in the Southeast Regional. They are one win away. These are the Nolensville kids that went last year to the United States Championship.
Congrats,
this would be
man.
the third year in a row if they can get to Williamsport, Pennsylvania to play in the Little League World Series. They beat Georgia today 4-0.
Is this the team that has a female pitcher?
Yeah, she pitched a what? Shutout?
Yeah, she's killing it.
About 2-3 games ago.
Today it was Nash Carter, who was on my son Drew's travel team, the Franklin Bombers. A lot of those kids are on this team, and he pitched 5 2/3, struck out 3, gave up no runs.
I love that name.
My guy Corbin Cyphers behind the plate. There was a pass ball. Runner tries to go from second to third. He gets to the backstop, fires it to third. My guy Ty puts down the tag, who was also on Drew's team. And gets him out. Just love watching this team. They play tomorrow at 3 o'clock on ESPN to try to get to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. So congrats to those kids. Keep fighting, and we're rooting for you.
Love it, man.
Pac-4.
Hey, man.
We're rooting for you too.
Yeah, that thing just dwindling on away.
Survive.
It might be the
Hang in
Pac-2.
there.
I had it on the list today to bring up the fact that BetOnline.ag has odds to win the Pac-4 football conference.
Yep.
In 2024. Oregon State plus 150, the favorite to win it. Washington State plus 250. What's interesting is Stanford is third at plus 350, but they are one of only 2 teams in the country that are currently underdogs in all 12 of their games this year.
Wow.
California plus 500, so that's the Pac-4 odds to win it.
That is tough.
Oh my gosh.
That's tough, man.
Ugh.
Now, there are some other stories. Brett McMurphy today. How committed was Pac-12 to staying together following last Tuesday's meeting with the commish, George Klivikoff? A Pac-12 president contacted a Big 12 president and asked if the Big 12 could take all 9 of us except Oregon State and Washington State.
Wow.
I mean, what would that be, 25 teams in the Big 12?
Hey, that sometimes at some point they got to
Well,
cut
there's
the
your
porch light
super
off.
conference.
Yeah, they already got one.
There's one, then do another, split them.
Yeah.
25 teams. So then Brett McMurphy tweeted, Cal's Board of Regents scheduled a special meeting on Tuesday to discuss Pac-12 membership, which comes before this story from Pete Thamel. 2 sources tell him there are calls for the ACC to vet and have early discussions about the potential addition of Cal and Stanford. So the ACC tried to add it. Yeah.
Huh.
Come on, man.
But
They
here's the
already
deal.
don't have enough
Stanford-
money. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
They already have
They're already
don't
complaining.
have enough money to divide between its member institutions and keep Florida State and Clemson happy. So now they want to add to?
Forget that.
I mean, is this the writing's on the wall for Florida State Clemson? I mean,
All right. Maybe I'm a little slow, but I need somebody to help explain. Where is Stanford and Cal at?
West.
Cali.
Now, where is the ACC?
Atlantic Coast Conference.
As
Yes.
far away from the West Coast as you can get.
Yeah.
It's no, like,
Right. And this is what we were
there's
talking.
no way possible.
We were talking with
man.
Chris Lowe about this. Like the non-revenue sports are going to be murdered in this whole deal.
No, this is what's going to happen, and this is where it's really sad. They're just going to go away, and there's going to be less
That's what I'm saying.
opportunities.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's messed up.
Because
They're-
they won't have costs to travel all these very
No.
far places.
and this is the other thing. Like, look, I get it. When you play football, there's another level. A lot of you who
Right.
played basketball, you're looking to another level.
True.
But people like me that played volleyball in college, like your education is basically
Yeah.
the most important thing you're doing there. And so now, as a volleyball player, if I play at Stanford, now you're telling me that I'm going to have to travel all the way to ACC towns or whatever in the middle of a week. Like, volleyball games are, a lot of times once the season gets going, you're talking Tuesday, Wednesday nights, and then Sundays,
Yep.
Friday, Sundays.
Yep.
That's a quick turnaround for Monday to get back and do classes. You're talking about Stanford and high class level, intellectual.
Yep.
Probably, need to be at class.
Right. Even,
Not saying that maybe you don't at some other schools, but
yeah.
Right.
But
but now that's so not just from the revenue standpoint. Now you're asking the student athletes to travel and do stuff and be further away from their student athlete-ness, right?
Yes.
Student athletes.
Yeah.
Like football has to be totally separate.
But
It has to be. These sports are going to go away.
This is the thing, though, Babs. If they're not, you automatically change the recruiting landscape. I'm not looking at Cal and Stanford no more. I'm looking at one of these schools out here that got a big-time conference with all these teams where they can travel. Like, no, man. You can't do that, dog.
So maybe have
something else got to happen.
Just thinking out loud, but like maybe have the conferences include like college football, men's and women's basketball, maybe baseball, and then everybody else does more of a regional thing.
Yeah,
or they're going to go away. You're right, because they won't be able to incur the travel costs.
I mean, honestly, I almost say football and basketball in itself and the rest regional. I mean, even for baseball, and I know baseball is popular now, but you can't be playing in a conference and start games in February in, Nashville and have to go play somewhere where it's snowing for a February game. You know what I mean? Like, that's just because the regionality of conferences are now, or even, I guess, scheduling-wise, are totally different. It's just,
like
I don't know.
USC has to play Rutgers in baseball. Like, how does that happen?
Right. I mean, I guess it's USC home games for the early part of the season.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but the cost to go across the country.
Cost, and that's
and
the
then
thing.
come back. Maybe you play your way back home. I don't know.
Yeah,
through the Big
2
Ten
games
map.
through the week.
Yeah. And the other thing is,
then you're missing school. And
all of these other sports are supplemented by football.
Right.
And
right.
sometimes men's basketball.
Although now you can do school online no matter where you are, so I guess that's less important. But yeah,
not for the student
experience.
athlete.
Yeah.
No, not for the
I mean,
student
now
athlete.
we're getting away from everything that you say is important, which is the student athlete.
Yep.
I mean, now it's just basically it's the mini NFL.
And you can't blame that on NIL.
No.
That ain't got nothing to do with NIL. I'm sorry.
615-737-1045. Lines are open. When we come back, we will get into Terrell Williams handling the coaching duties. He's the defensive line assistant head coach. Mike Vrabel will be on the sideline, but turning over the coaching duties to Terrell Williams this week against the Bears. We'll talk about that next. 3HL 1045 The Zone. I want to tell you about my friends at Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. That's where you need to go to get stocked up, get that bar stocked up. And just for yourself, that's certainly fine. You go in, you pop out, you know what you want, you get in and out, no problem. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits will be able to help you out. And you can get in and out really quickly. But if you do want to stock up, maybe have some bourbon selections, some tequila selections, you can get it done. They've got an incredible wine selection, craft beer, cigars, as we have enjoyed cigars out here at the golf tournament. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits over there in the Public Shopping Center in Maryland Farms in Brentwood. They've been serving Middle Tennessee and Brentwood for more than 17 years. Jason and his crew ready to help you out. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits. You can check them out online, MarylandFarmsWS.com. Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits.
It is the year of the throwback. We know the Titans unveiled their Houston Oilers throwback uniforms. Two Rivers Ford has put their 1983 throwback on their huge billboard off of Interstate 40, right by the dealership. It's crazy to think that Two Rivers Ford was founded 40 years ago, before Nashville even thought about a pro football team. Think about how many tailgates have been had on Two Rivers Ford trucks over the last 40 years. I know I've tailgated on a Two Rivers Ford truck or two. And speaking of throwbacks, now through September 4th, Two Rivers Ford is throwing back the interest rates on their 2023 F-150s to 3.9% for 60 months, a little less than half of what those interest rates are right now. How nice is that? If you want a new F-150 in your driveway, now is the time to click, call, or just go see my friends at Two Rivers Ford in Mount Juliet, 7 miles east of the airport. Huge selection, best prices, great interest rates. And with Two Rivers Ford, you know you'll be doing business with a locally owned dealership that's been here in town for 40 years. Hurry, get to Two Rivers Ford today for 3.9% APR on 2023 Ford F-150s. Two Rivers Ford, powered by Ford, driven by people.
Good afternoon from Old Natchez Country Club. I'm Joe Honk as the Titans get ready for the game against the Chicago Bears on Saturday. Mike Vrabel said, you know what? I'm not going to be head coach on Saturday. In fact, he's just going to be there helping out with technique. He announced just a little while ago that assistant head coach and defensive line coach Terrell Williams is going to serve as the Titans head coach for the game on Saturday. Around the NFL, the Texans announced that they're going to be without right tackle Titus Howard, who suffered a broken hand and actually had surgery to repair it today. He is expected to be out 4 to 6 weeks. And with Alvin Kamara out for the first 3 games of the regular season, and with Eno Benjamin on the IR for the ruptured Achilles, the Saints are working out running back Kareem Hunt today. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone, Monday edition. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. We are out and about today enjoying the Zone's 2023 Summer Golf Classic. Live at Old Natchez Country Club. The afternoon golfers are out on the course, and we want to certainly thank our presenting sponsor, Ferguson HVAC, who is a proud RUD partner, live again at Old Natchez Country Club, spending the day teeing off on one of Middle Tennessee's most prestigious private courses. Thanks to innovative business products, RTM Roofing, Reyka Vodka, Nashville Soccer Club, Uncle Bud's Master Staff Incorporated. There was a lot of fun out there. Slay was supposed to be on the team with me and Hunter from Titans Radio Sales and Dave Elliott, Zone
what
Sales
happened was
Manager. But we get a text this late this weekend. Something had happened.
Some could say early.
Early Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I try to get out ahead of it.
Yeah.
Give people proper time to, make adjustments. My shoulder popped out. It's back.
Was that painful?
It was about to be, but then I didn't panic this time because that was the third time it's happened in like 6 years. I didn't panic and it kind of went back in on its own.
It did?
Yeah. Kind of like
it just wanted to be back in?
Yeah, the socket is like a suction vacuum in a sense. Like if it gets around in the right area, it just suck back in, and that's what happened.
You went to the UFC event. I said that we watched all of the fights this weekend, and a buddy of mine was like, man, I really don't get into this stuff, and I'm like, just watch. And then by like 3 fights later, he's like betting on fights.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
How was it in the building in
Preseason? Amazing. They showed one of the first of all, it was filled top to bottom by the second fight on the undercard. Top to bottom. Packed house. Nashville came out for it. Also, this was, I think, the first fight since 2019, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see everybody come out for it. So hopefully they come back even with more events like boxing as well. But they showed one of the MMA fighters on the screen, and you got a good applause. Real good applause, solid ovation. And then they showed Coach Vrabel. And they went nuts. And then he flexed a little bit on him.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Braves. So real good event, man. Only one knockout. That was Dustin Jacoby.
You did an event with him, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I did the after party with him, and it was live. We had a great time. That was towards the time that my shoulder popped out. After that event.
Were you working on moves or something?
I was
Wait a minute.
excited.
He starts hanging out with the MMA guys, and next thing you know, his shoulders popped out.
I was excited and motivated at the same time. But then I got reminded I'm 42 and retired. So
Who reminded you of that?
my shoulder.
His body.
Well, sit down.
So
And it's still reminding him today.
Did it pop itself back in, or did Dustin have to pop
No,
it back in?
I heard it crack, and then it just went back in. I was like, oh, cool. But then I went and popped 3 a leave immediately because I knew the pain was coming. So, yeah, good thing a little bit of friedness was with me.
Right. So you rode around the course with your brother, Ramon?
Yeah, we just checked everything out.
Smoking cigars.
Mm-hmm.
You had coaching, yeah. You had a little challenge with the with shotgunning of beers.
Yeah,
I was on a green, like I didn't even see it. It happened so fast.
Because you know what's going to happen. You don't even need to see it. Like, hey, yo, look. I haven't seen that before.
Wait, who challenged you?
Chris Christian and his partner. Yeah, Chris and his partner. So once they
one of
challenged
your
me,
neighbors.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So I had to just show them.
The Kimballs.
I'm trying to tell them.
They're
man,
fun.
I had a ball with them.
For 1.8 seconds.
Yeah, that's it. Then part of it was over. But I told him I'm in tailgating form. This right here is tailgating form.
So you shotgun a beer in 1.8?
Yeah.
Did somebody else do it with you?
But keep in mind, this was like
a video of it.
This was like at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's just laugh. That's all. It's just trying to get a little omelets in right there. That's my type of omelet right there, eating a can.
Oh, my God.
So Don Davenport's husband, Travis, filled in for Slay, and, I mean, just murdered this course.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that dude. And then we had bought a ton of mulligans.
Yeah, but y'all didn't win.
No, we shot 60.
Oh, my gosh.
We were
he killed it, and y'all still shot 60?
Well, what happened
Needed
was
me, Babsy. They needed me.
we couldn't get within like 15 feet. And so we only made like 2 of those.
I will say,
at that point, then you are. And at that point, we had 2-putted a lot. So then we had quite a par streak. We were consistent. But then we started to aim for the bunker because you have sand throws, and I'm really good at that. So that's how I contributed to the team.
Oh, good.
Nice lofts.
That's nice.
But yeah, we couldn't have been more middle of the pack at 60. So I think 52 won, 56 was in second, and then like every team was between 57 and 59 except for us.
People would kill to shoot a 60. I just want you to know that.
I mean, it was fun, and Zone did a great job. There were drink stands everywhere, and then we had Sammy and Juwan and Logan and everybody running around doing videos and photos, and
it was a real good event, man. This is always a good event.
Like Sammy was complaining at one point. She was like, she kept shooting videos of us putting because she wanted one to go down so she could include it in her video, and it took
Poor
a while.
thing.
But then when you did the shotgun thing, we actually made like a 30-foot putt, and she wasn't up there because y'all were messing around.
See, now, that's what it is. You got to trade one for the other. Can't all be great at the same time. Just saying, man.
3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, SpringHillAC.com. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
The F&M Bank Chat is open. We're talking about the ACC. Pete Thamel with the story just a little bit ago. 2 sources talking about calls for the ACC to vet and have early discussions about the potential of adding Cal and Stanford, which would leave Oregon State and Washington State, right?
Oh.
And then there were 2. They can just go to the dance, like in junior high school.
That's what it's going to be.
And then you just end up standing in the corner staring at each other.
They ought to be relegated to the Big 12, man. The ACC too darn far, man. Like, come on, we're getting ridiculous.
And now we're
I
running.
mean, at this point, though, it's a debacle.
It is. You're absolutely right. It's ACC, though.
But you're right about, like, Don, you made the point, and Slay, you echoed it. I mean, as former college athletes, like, what happens to the non-revenue sports and these conferences now with like no geographic borders at all, and like how does softball travel across the country and then all over the place? Eli Drinkwitz, the Missouri football coach,
he went off about it.
Yeah, he echoed those sentiments today very publicly.
Any thoughts or feelings about the current direction of college football right now with everything that happened yesterday?
I was really hoping nobody would ask me that question.
Sorry.
All right, I'm going to say it. I thought the transfer window, I thought the portal was closed. That's just for the student athletes. The adults in the room get to do whatever they want, apparently. And it's... it's just sad that there's look, my question is, did we count the cost? I'm not talking about a financial cost. I'm talking about, did we count the cost for the student athletes involved in this decision? What cost is it to those student athletes? We're talking about a football decision. They based off football, but what about softball and baseball who have to travel cross country? Do we ask about the cost to them? Do we know what the number one indicator of symptom or cause of mental health is? It's lack of rest and sleep. Traveling in those baseball, softball games, those people, they travel commercial. They get done playing at 4. They got to go to the airport. They come back. It's 3 or 4 in the morning. They got to go to class. I mean, did we ask any of them? Are we going to look back? I don't worry at all about the game. The game is going to be strong. Football's going to be fine. We'll all figure it out. But did we consider the people that we are entrusted with? Did we consider the student athlete? Because then we're asking them to go out on their own to get NIL. We didn't say we're going to revenue share. We're not saying they're getting a piece of it. So that's the thing that's bothering me right now in this whole situation is we keep trying to limit what the student athlete can do, but then we act on our own. And everybody's got their own reasons, and I'm not questioning any of those. I'm saying as a collective group, have we asked ourselves, what's it going to cost the student athletes? I saw on Twitter several student athletes talking about one of the reasons they chose their school was so that their parents didn't have to travel. They chose a local school so that they could be regionally associated so their parents could watch them play and not have to travel. Did we ask them if they wanted to travel from the East Coast to the West Coast? Man, I love the game, but every game that I coach, I look up in the stands and find my family. I make sure they can play. I make sure they can be there because that's what I'm doing this for. And you're talking about volleyball, baseball, softball, track. I mean, all those other sports, man, they're not fortunate to travel like the way we do. Football will be fine. Still, we count the cost of the collateral damage of everybody else. I don't know. Only time will tell, but that is my biggest, looking at it going 24 hours after, say, did we really think about that? I don't think we did.
Along those lines, a lot of people are connecting dots thinking that
Eli Drinkwitz, Missouri football coach, with some really interesting points. I heard you reacting over there about the parents being able to attend games.
Great points right there. And a lot of times that's what decisions honestly do come down for. I know one thing for sure. The reason John Henderson, a big reason he went to the University of Tennessee, because he's a mama's boy and he wanted to be close to his mama, without question, so she could come to games. You know what I'm saying? And see him play. So that support, and then we start talking about the sports like volleyball, softball, baseball. Like a lot of times, unless it's deep into the season and you're going to make a tournament run, the people that are in the stands are family and friends all day long. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, but see, that's the double-edged sword you get to talking about when you start intertwining the money and the student athletes, and you start to stand on the leg of this is about the education of the students. We want them to be in class. That's why
it's not.
When we were talking about this 20, 30 years ago, it was the same thing that was being said then, but it was able to be shielded because the NCAA still had power.
Yeah, it was such a
now it's out of their hand. Now it's like, oh, whoa, what are we doing?
Yeah, Chris Lowe's coming on in just a minute, and he said last week, he was like, don't tell me about student athlete anymore. Don't do that.
Nope, because it's gone.
You can't stand on that leg no more. That's
and we
shame,
all
man.
knew it was a bunch of crap.
Yep.
But they could defend it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was a bunch of crap for everybody.
Not for everybody.
No.
You know?
Not for everybody.
Nothing
and
is for everybody,
sad.
but yeah.
But that's what's sad about all of this. And yes, football's going to be fine.
Right. Because there are.
But what about the others?
There are a lot of student athletes that do use the athletic part of their scholarship to get an education.
Yep.
There are.
Yep.
I did.
You did too.
Yeah, and then
Thank God for it.
When you go to these camps and things of that nature, and when you have mentors come to speak to boys and girls clubs, schools, local schools, and everything, that's what they try to get instilled in them, that this sport ends at a point. Everybody's not going pro. So once you take that out of the equation, then what do you have? Yeah. I want to get my education, but my education getting paid for by sports. So now that I can't play the sport because it's not necessary. It's going to be probably a partial scholarship. Now what?
Yep. All right, let's talk more about it when Chris Lowe hops on next segment. We will, before the end of the show, of course, get to Terrell Williams getting this opportunity, which is amazing. This is not the first time Vrabel's done this.
Didn't he do it last year?
I think it was the COVID year. Remember Stretch got to coach a game?
Yeah.
Who's not even an assistant coach. He's like Vrabel's right-hand guy.
It was the COVID year, right?
I think that's right.
Because didn't Vrabel have COVID?
Yep.
Or something? There was some. It was some.
He's going to be on the sidelines, and he's going to allow Terrell Williams to have this opportunity.
You see that a lot in college.
Yep, 6 seasons. 6 seasons with the Titans, 12 in the NFL, and I think 26 overall.
Yeah,
gets this chance, man, to put it out there,
Pretty dope.
and be on the sideline with a headset. All right, Chris Lowe next. We'll talk more through this this athletic merry-go-round that's going on in the world of college athletics. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, Ron Slay here, man? Chimney, over 63 years of experience. You need to get something done with your chimney. You need to get some masonry work done. You got to dive into my guys right here, 615-364-8987. Get involved in this hot summer special. Matter of fact, take advantage of it. If you don't take advantage, you're losing out, man, and I don't want you to lose out. You need specialization in all aspects of fireplace, chimney services, inspections, estimates, full rebuilds, repairs, whatever it is you need to be done. Well, they got to take care of it for you. That's what they do. I promise you can always depend on them. If you require chimney cap installation or waterproofing, we will ensure. Yes, we, because it's family, will ensure your chimney complies with code requirements and is ready for use. Dry vent service, outdoor kitchens, fire pits, fire bowls, anything you need to entertain. You know the fall's coming, so you better get ahead of it now. Don't wait till the last week and then say, hey, man, I need to get my chimney. Don't do that, even though they'll come out there then too. But I want you to get ahead of it. 615-364-8987. Chimney.
Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, that's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. I saw Daniel Gupton out here. Team Gupton did really well in the Zone Golf Classic, and always good to see Daniel, man. They do such a phenomenal job all the way through, man. When you go onto the lot and you meet these guys, all the way through everything, talking about what vehicle will fit you and your family, what the test drive, going inside, making the numbers work, the service department after the point of sale. All of these things are so important to Daniel Gupton and his crew, and they do such a great job, and always love seeing him. Glad to see him today. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. That's where you're going to find the best vehicle buying experience you've ever had. I've bought multiple vehicles from these guys, and they are phenomenal. 24 West, exit 35, straight shot into Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3450 Tom Austin Highway. That is in Springfield, Tennessee, just 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Check them out online. The inventory is there. All the dealership information is there as well. That's GuptonMotors.com. Lay with you. Got a lot going on, man. The world of college athletics. We'll get back to that in just a second. Big news coming out of the Titans facility that Braves will be on the sideline for the Bears game, but he's turning over the coaching duties to Terrell Williams. What an opportunity for the defensive line coach and assistant head coach. Cool move there by Braves. We'll talk about that a little bit later. 615-737-1045, always the number. At 3HL1045 on Twitter. Give us a follow there. They call it X now. I still look at my phone and can't find it because now it's like a X logo or whatever.
Well, and it's just a black app, and I feel like all my apps are black. So now I can't distinguish.
Because you're a vampire.
Yes, I am.
You're not cold today, I'll tell you that.
It's hot.
Dawn's usually cold in the studio. 3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, SpringHillAC.com. The F&M Bank Chat is up and running. YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Broadcasting live from the Zone Summer Golf Classic at Old Natchez Country Club, and we've had a great time. Thanks to Roy Matlock Jr., Budweiser of Clarksville, Tennessee Titans, O'Charlie's, Roy Matlock Jr., Gupton Motors, I said, Jackalope Brewing Company, and more. Let's continue this discussion about expansion as Chris Lowe joins us now from ESPN.com. And Chris, your colleague Pete Thamel with the story, ACC to vet and have early discussions about the potential of adding Cal and Stanford. Looks like the Pac-4 will now be the Pac-2, maybe?
Yeah, as I told you guys last week, I just think there's going to continue to be waves of this all over college football, all over the country, as conferences that get rated, look for ways to scramble and teams going elsewhere, and then other schools like a Florida State who basically make all these proclamations and declarations that, if we don't get more money, we're going to look to go here or go there. So I guess my best advice for college football fans is to get used to it, because I don't think we're not going to have this discussion or these types of discussions stop anytime soon.
I know we joked. I think we talked to you on Friday, and we joked like, "Oh, hey, what's going to happen over the weekend?" And obviously, there's a whole lot that came out. But I don't know. Did you end up getting to hear what Eli Drinkwitz had to say about it? I'm not sure if you heard his soundbite.
Yeah, I did. I saw Eli's when he came out and talked about it. And I would say there's a lot of people that echo his sentiments. That what's driving all this, well, first of all, we know what's driving it all. It's money and TV money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And has anybody talked with, has any AD, has any chancellor, has any president sat down and talked to a group of athletes on campus, not just football players, basketball players, women's tennis players, women's basketball players, baseball players, and asked them how this will affect them? Sit down. Let us hear from you, because, if you're a chancellor or president, you don't walk in an athlete's shoes. How will this impact you? How will it affect you going forward, whether it's travel, whether it's added stress, whether it's mental anguish, your parents being able to see you play? I mean, if you grew up in L.A. and you went to UCLA, and now all of a sudden you're going to be playing, Rutgers and Maryland and Michigan, and your parents. Now, granted, the Pac-12 schools, most of them aren't very close anyway, but you can go to a few games a year. You're going to be hard-pressed going to games. And I think all these factors are things that, and I think, Drinkwitz talked about it, but I've heard other administrators and people around the world of college athletics bring up these same things. The people that it affects the most, the athletes, the student athletes, are probably the ones, there's no probably to it, the ones who were consulted the least.
Yeah, I just worry about, I look at my experience. I wouldn't be where I am, who I am today, if I didn't have the opportunity to play a sport in college and learn time management and learn, so many important values, and it helped to pay for my school and all of that. And I worry that some of these lesser sports aren't going to survive it. And I remember, CeeLo, we talked about this years ago, where we thought, okay, maybe it ends up being something where college football is completely separate, and maybe some of the other schools stay, regionally. or the other sports will continue to stay like regionally. Is that still an opportunity so that maybe some of the other non-revenue sports could survive?
Yeah, I think it is, Dawn. I think what's got to happen is you got to have football completely break away from the NCAA and everything else, and have that, as we've discussed on your guys' show a bunch, have that super division of college football. And you're starting to hear, by the way, more and more people the last few days who've talked about that very scenario. But if you do that and they break and they have their own commissioner and their own rules, their own playoff, then yeah, I think that would be maybe the scenario where the ACC or the Pac-12 Olympic sports, schools that are more geographically intertwined or have a history, or the rivalries they have between them, that there's more of that is sort of maintained. The problem is, where's their money going to come from? Because right now, football is the engine that drives the train. And they're the ones that TV networks are paying millions of dollars to televise their games. Men's basketball a little bit in some locales, but really virtually every other sport across the country loses money to some degree. So to answer your question, Don, I don't know what that setup looks like. Is it still going to be, even though football's takes its ball and plays in its own league, they still sort of dole out money for these other sports to survive? There's just so many questions out there right now. And I mean, think of it this way, guys. What's happened since basically 2 years ago? It was right before media days 2 years ago that the bombshell dropped that OU and Texas were joining the SEC, right? It was right at just over 2 years ago.
That literally happened right before Greg Sankey walked up to our table to do our interview with us. And the entire media conglomeration at Media Days was standing at our table listening to our interview with him.
So that's 2 years ago, Brent.
Yep.
So think 2 weeks before that. If you would have told everybody on your show, all the people people in the conference offices, people at schools at Vanderbilt, Tennessee, and Memphis and Georgia, that everything that has transpired in the last 2 years was going to happen, they look at you and tell you you're probably crazy. Just think about how much the sport has been revolutionized, how much it's been turned upside down, all the different things that have happened just in that 2 year window. And I guess this is my long-winded way of saying, God knows what's going to happen over the next 2 years, or what the sport's going to look like. I don't think any of us want to even dare to try to guess.
Absolutely. And you think, CeeLo, I'm looking at it, we leave football out of it. You start talking about basketball. I went to Oak Hill my senior year, came back and went to Tennessee because of all of the family type atmosphere that was there. All the guys that were playing on the team from Tennessee. Now Tennessee will be fine playing in the SEC, but you take a school like Cal or Stanford or whatever, and that hometown pride that people are playing with growing up at a school, letting people come watch them, the comfort level of being able to play in front of family and friends, that's going to be taken out the window, and now all of a sudden you got to make business decisions. So they really fall apart.
Yeah, it is, Ron. It's been a business for a long time, but now it's strictly a business, and that's the part I don't think people. We think about, these matchups would be pretty cool, Washington playing, whoever, Ohio State. But the part they don't think about is just what you brought up, is when kids pick a school, they a lot of times pick it to where they want to go be around people they know, or be closer to home, or have their parents. I mean, I can remember Lolita came to just about every game you ever played that I can remember. Your mom, Ron's mom.
Yep.
If you're going across the country to play half your games, that's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
Now I understand it's a different world. There's NIL, and maybe kids are getting some money to help their parents do that. They're more equipped to do that than they could have 20 years ago or 10 years ago. But still, you're 100% right, man. It's just not the same. It completely changes the whole dynamic. And football in particular, I'm up here in Connecticut right now at ESPN. We were discussing this today, it's gotten closer and closer to the NFL with the playoff. It will be even more so in 24 when we go to the 12-team playoff. But we're going to have the NFL JV here in 2 or 3 years where it will look exactly like the NFL. There'll be 2 conferences. They'll be split in half. You'll have 16 teams in the playoff, and you'll play it off. And 1 week Washington will play Alabama. The next week Alabama will play Texas. The next week Penn State will play Oklahoma. And it'll be just like an NFL schedule. The Titans go out west and play. It'll be the same thing in college football. And the thing that, while part of me would be intrigued to see really good games like that every week, and listen, we're still going to watch. I mean, I love college football. You guys love football. We're still going to watch the games. People that say, well, it's ruined the sport, I'm not going to watch again, they're full of it. You're still going to watch it. But the part that I'll miss the most are the rivalries. And sort of going back to what Slay said, the cultural, geographic things that made college football unique. You know, Ole Miss and Mississippi State. And not that this would stop, but playing on Thanksgiving night in the Egg Bowl. We've seen rivalries that have been killed. The Missouri and Kansas when they split up. You're going to see Bedlam. I mean, it's just hard for me to imagine Oklahoma and Oklahoma State not playing every year. Those type of rivalries, it's just, I mean, Oregon and Oregon State can play forever. The Apple Cup, Washington and Washington State. If you're fans or alumni of those schools, and you know, the other thing that's not brought up, and I don't want to get too long-winded here, think about the communities around those areas. Think about the communities in Pullman, Washington, in Berkeley, California, there in Stanford. The guy that owns a bar or a restaurant or apparel, a store with apparel, the people that thrive and their livelihood is determined on those Saturdays when you have these big games and these rivalry games and being a part of the Pac-12. Just the community surrounding all these schools and all these towns. I've thought a lot about those people over the last few days because their lives and their livelihoods will be irreparably repaired or irreparably damaged, I should say.
Yep, Chris Lowe with us from ESPN.com at CLowe ESPN. Looking at the coaches poll that came out today, Georgia ranked number 1, Michigan 2, Alabama 3, Ohio State 4, LSU 5. There are 6 SEC teams, 8 if you count Oklahoma and Texas. But what's interesting about this poll is at the top of the poll, you've got these stud teams that will have new quarterbacks this season. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. I wonder about USC hanging out there at 6, or Penn State, who we've talked about, who is exceptionally deep. I'm looking for that next team to maybe infiltrate that big group. Maybe Florida State with Jordan Travis. What do you think about like the next team that might have a chance?
Well, do you include Penn State in that group? Because I think Penn State chance to have. Yeah, I think they've got a chance to be. This is James's best team there at Penn State. When you look at what they have coming back on defense, I like their quarterback, Drew Aller. So I would definitely have them maybe breaking through potentially in the Big Ten. You know, I think Tennessee gets Georgia at home, and they got to go to Florida and to Alabama. But if they can make it through that September, you know, if they can get through Texas A&M, which is the second week of October. Remember this too, but the way it works is that even if Tennessee were to lose at Bama, that's going to be a really hard game. Bama will have them circled. I think Bama's going to be improved. But if they can figure out a way to win the rest of them and navigate their way through that schedule, and even if they were to lose in Tuscaloosa and could find a way to beat Georgia at home, then they're going to go to the SEC championship game, and that essentially becomes a play-in game for the playoffs. So I like Tennessee's chances. I think they'll be better on defense. It's not easy having to go to Gainesville and go to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
But I know this, and I've talked to Josh Heupel enough. He feels like far and away this is the most talent, the deepest team he's had, and probably the most confident, most cohesive team they've had because they had success last year, and that learning curve, they're sort of long since past that.
You know, with Heupel, too, we've talked about this a little bit, just being around him this offseason a few times. Like, he's got a different, like, kind of vibe that he's putting out. Not intentionally necessarily, but you were talking about, like, the confidence of the roster. Like, you can feel that from him. And you're right. Like, if they get through Virginia, Austin Peay, at Florida, UT San Antonio, South Carolina in the revenge game, and you're right, win that maybe 50-50 type game against Texas A&M, they're sitting there at 6-0. And if they start the season ranked 10th, they're going to be near the top going into that Alabama game, and you're right. Then that Georgia game becomes massive at the end of the season.
And we find out how they handle that. If that scenario does indeed develop, they obviously didn't handle it very well last year. They're number one, and I guess in the first rankings going into that Georgia game, and really Georgia beat them down physically. And then they're sort of back in it. I firmly believe, guys, had they not lost to South Carolina and won, they would have been the fourth team in the playoff. I really believe that.
Yeah.
And I know that Alabama finished fifth. I still think had Tennessee finished the season, it would have gone the right way for the Vols. So they didn't handle it that great last year. That's why I say they've sort of been there and done that. They went through that last year. They see what it's like when you all of a sudden become that number one team, the team that everybody circled, and you become the hunted. And Heupel told me when we were in Nashville, I asked him about that Georgia game and the rest of the year, and he was pretty candid. He says, sometimes you think you're ready for the moment, but you're not. He said, but you got to get there, and you got to go through that, and you got to be a part of that before you really know what it takes. Yeah. He said this team, a lot of these players that are back were there last year. They understand, and I think that will help us this year.
Chris Lowe, ESPN, at CeeLo ESPN. Always appreciate the visits, Chris. Thank you, man.
Okay, see you guys.
All right.
Enjoy Bristol.
Right. Always on Mondays, we visit with Chris Lowe, and when things go down.
Yes.
He's always available, and we
I
certainly
have a feeling we're
appreciate
going to be talking to him a lot.
Quite a bit.
No question. All right, when we come back, the coaches poll is out. We'll tell you about it, where teams are. We did a little bit of it, but we'll hit it with you next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Man, my body, y'all, it's breaking down. It is breaking down. But guess what? I got some therapy that's going to get it back right. Holistic stem cell therapy, man. I've already had my consultation. And mind you, the consultation is free. Holistic stem cell therapy with Dr. Kellum. You need to dive into it. KellumStemCellInstitute.com, 615-850-4415. Your body, your cells, your solution. Just imagine, though, if I would have had my stem cells already just on the shelf, ready to roll for when I have these pains like my hip and my shoulder. Yeah, I know it'll be something else next week, but all this could be handled and getting well and healing because your body will heal itself. There is nothing better than your body healing himself. Now, you can store those cells for future and continued use. These cells are from your own body. Congestive heart failure, lung issues, asthma, to arthritis, it does not matter. You dive into it, 615-850-4415. Make sure you heal your own self with your own cells.
You want to heal your credit card bills?
Yes.
Yes. How about letting Loan Pronto help you do it by using your home equity now to get cash out and pay them all off? Oh, yeah. That can happen, and it can happen quickly. Loan Pronto can help you get cash out in less than a week with their Equity Express line of credit. Just got even faster. We're talking 50,000, 100,000, maybe even 200,000 out in as little as 5 days. And the best part of it, because we know these interest rates are crazy, you don't have to touch your primary mortgage. Keep your 3% rate intact. Get the money you need. Maybe do a home improvement project. Maybe pay off the credit cards or a car payment that you have. Whatever you need, and stop paying insane interest rates. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line of credit. LoanPronto.com if you want info. I actually refinanced my house with Loan Pronto and loved the all online portion to be able to make it easier and quicker. 615-499-5780 is your phone number. Loan Pronto, 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
The Zone broadcasting live from the Summer Golf Classic, the 104.5 The Zone Summer Golf Classic. Presented by Ferguson HVAC, who is a proud Rudd partner, live at Old Natchez Country Club, as I said, spending the day teeing off on one of Middle Tennessee's most prestigious private courses. How many shots did they use of mine today?
I'm going to go under. Whatever number you
Whatever
say.
number I go. Superbook's got me. Superbook's got me. Maybe 3.
Are these your sand throws?
One was a sand throw that went in on 18.
Nice.
Got us an eagle. I mean, I hadn't played in like a year. Had back problems. It was fun, though. I actually hit the ball well, but when you got Harder, who's the player, smoking the ball, and then like you buy enough mulligans where he's on the ladies' tee on every hole almost.
That's how you get done. That's how you get some work done.
The problem with Harder, though, is he puts it too close to the green. Like we're not on the green where it's automatic two.
Yeah.
You're pitching.
Yeah. I like to pitch.
Well,
I went out there.
Pitch, please.
We could have used you. I saw the video they put out of you chugging the beer, and that wasn't even the time I saw you chug the beer.
No, that was another one.
Oh.
Yeah, that was another one.
How many videos are out there?
Give or take 2,
Like
3,
a
4,
hard 3.
Oh, okay.
5.
Mind everyone, this was early.
Yeah,
Early in the day.
Yeah,
Pre-nap.
We hadn't even found happy hour or nothing.
Yeah, way before our show.
Yeah. I got a great nap. Oh, my gosh.
You both went and took naps.
I went home.
I was right there in the shade.
Some of our sponsors, special thanks to Jackalope Brewing Company, Dickett Sturvin Landscape Supply, King & Associates, Brentwood Hearing Center, Hardee's, Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, Zen Sportsbook. Check those guys out. The coaches poll is out.
Coaches poll out.
Yep, coaches college football preseason poll.
Well, talk to us, yo. What we looking like? We're Auburn.
Number 1, Georgia. Auburn's way down the list.
Why would you even say
Because
that?
I love you so much, Babsy.
It's bunk.
Auburn is receiving votes.
See? I know it.
Auburn's receiving votes, same amount of votes as Boise State, right behind NC State and Fresno State, all the states. Right behind Troy.
Oh,
Troy's got more votes than Auburn. How about that? Same state.
Give them time.
Give me a break. All right, just hit the...
That's the Auburn Report, brought to you by Babsy, who didn't want the Auburn Report.
No, I did not.
Here's the thing.
Bad.
Oh, Zeph.
Zeph,
no.
That was not the right drop. No, Zeph.
No, Zeph.
You do like that drop, though.
You're cut off.
Number 1, Georgia. No surprise there. Looking to become the first team to win 3 in a row since Minnesota, 1936 to 1938.
Gosh, what's the odds of that?
How about that stat? That is a stat right there.
Domination.
Michigan, number 2. Alabama, 3. Ohio State, 4. LSU, your boy, Jaden Daniels.
At 5.
At 5.
Wow.
Caleb Williams at 6.
They've been quiet out there at SC. They've been real quiet. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see them. They've been quiet.
They're going to put points on the board. I'm trying to find losses, though. Like, look
Are
at
they?
them.
Are they going to put points on the board?
Yes.
Okay.
Caleb Williams?
Yeah, I know who he is. I know exactly who he is. I've been hearing about their offensive line.
Yeah.
It says not
all right, San Jose State. Nevada.
That's the schedule.
Good job.
Yeah. Stanford, who's an underdog in every game they've got.
Yeah.
At Arizona State. At Coach Prime, Colorado.
That'll be a firework game.
Arizona. At Notre Dame.
Okay,
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to that one. Utah. At Cal. Washington.
I understand what you're saying now.
Washington will be a good game, but it's at home. At Oregon. And then UCLA. See, that's what I'm saying. They're going to, slick, quietly run that schedule.
You're right. They better not slip up. I know that.
Yeah, they slip up, and
It's
everybody
over.
will take them out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What are we looking like in the top 10? Give me some.
So
real
USC
conversation.
6, Penn State 7. We keep talking about, word around the campfires. That's James Franklin's deepest team there. Florida State 8. Jordan Travis is the quarterback. If you haven't seen him play, you will this year, and he's awesome. Clemson at 9, and then Tennessee at 10.
Go Vols.
Let's go, baby. Top 10? You said top 10?
Top 10, Slay.
Knocking on the door, man. Listen, don't nobody be alarmed just because we in the neighborhood.
Here we go.
Don't nobody be alarmed just because we in the neighborhood. We come bearing gifts. Now,
So
might not be the gifts you like.
They're not on the back porch. They're on the front porch right now?
Man, no, we in the car because we're still trying to find the top 5 house.
Oh,
Once
okay.
we find the top 5 house, we'll get out the car and walk up there, kick the door in. I'm just telling you. We let y'all know we was coming. We were like, it's we just had the councilman race.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So guess what? We like Tennessee is the people we're going by neighborhoods and drive-bys and putting the stakes in the ground with our post on it. With the face, like vote for.
You're running for office?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we just letting you know we coming. We coming to the door, Babsy.
Well, if they're 6-0 after the Texas A&M game, they're going to be ranked like number 3 or 4, somewhere in there when they go to Alabama.
Cast your ballots now. I don't
you're
want to
saying-
hear that when we get to Bama. Everybody talking about their Tennessee fan. I don't want to hear it. Got an opportunity right now. That's all I'm saying.
Jump on now.
I'm going to be the man at the back of the caboose.
Put the sign in your yard now.
With a rifle. And I dare anybody try to hang on to the caboose. You will not get on. I'm not kicking you off. I'm aiming to injure. Not kill. Just injure.
Okay.
Then they have that.
I said injure.
Maybe.
Injure? I can't injure him?
Maim.
No.
Okay.
No, that's worse.
Okay, I'll throw something at him.
Throw a rock.
Yeah, I'll throw something.
Hunk's like, go to break. Stop talking.
I can. I'm
I'll
only
bring
at
some
number
rocket
10.
science.
Clay
God,
took over.
is anybody ready for this season to just actually start? I don't want
Yes!
to talk about the Pac-4. I don't want to talk about realignment. I don't want to talk about any of this garbage.
Garbage.
Give me football on the field.
It's on,
Listen,
baby.
19 days,
Here's,
baby.
here's another team that y'all are going to enjoy watching, so stay up late and watch Washington play. And Michael Penix
I agree.
Jr.
Yes.
They're ranked 11th in the preseason poll. Then Texas at 12. Quinn Ewers, he going to hold on to that job because they got 2 other quarterbacks waiting.
I sure hope so.
Hey,
And he'll
is
transfer.
Joe Milton going to hold
will.
on to that job because they got 1 other quarterback waiting?
They do. They
Well,
do.
I'm just saying Quinn Ewers will transfer quicker than crap.
He the one left Ohio State?
Yep.
Yeah, he get on out of there. He ain't playing.
Notre Dame at 13, Utah 14, then Oregon at 15, TCU, Kansas State, Oregon State, Oklahoma at 19, North Carolina. Mac Brown still out there. Top
That's right.
20.
Hold on, bro.
Top
They
20.
got a new offensive coordinator, too.
Yep. And a really good quarterback in Drake May. Wisconsin at 21, Ole Miss at 22, Tulane at 23, Texas Tech 24, and Texas A&M 25. So 6 SEC teams in the top 25, 8 if you count Oklahoma and Texas. If you go receiving votes, South Carolina at 27, Florida at 28, Kentucky 32. Kentucky's going to be better than y'all think, too. Arkansas at 35. And so that's 10 SEC teams in the top 35 in the country.
Let's get busy. Let's get busy.
Just means
Is
more. We'll
anybody
be right
scared of
back.
Michigan? Nope.
3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, people? I told you, Babsy told you 2 weeks ago, be prepared for the heat when it kicks up. And you didn't listen. If you didn't, we're still going to give you an opportunity to dial up Spring Hill Heating and Cooling and get all your heating and cooling needs taken care of when it comes to your HVAC. They got it, Babsy. It's hot in Nashville. Got some more days of this too, Babsy. You better know we got more days of this. And if you don't believe we got more days of this, don't wait and be miserable. Just call Spring Hill Heating and Cooling to make sure your HVAC unit is running. Now, Kevin and family, they are a family-owned business, man. They got the daughters running the office, son and son-in-law running the on-site technicians. They even came to my house, laid a little carpet down and everything, and came on in and checked the bathroom.
Put the little covers on the
That's
shoes,
right.
too. Yes. Hey, here's the deal. You need a new unit. They have you covered up to 60 months, no interest financing with a approved credit. It is springhillac.com. That's where you need to go. Proud to be a York certified comfort expert company, always backed by a 10-year parts and labor warranty on York products. springhillac.com. Slay?
Call them.
Buddy Allen Carpet One. Love these guys. Locally owned and operated by the Allen family for more than 55 years. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are in the store every day. I've known them for a long, long time. They do incredible work, and the spectacular showroom is in Donaldson, 2405 Lebanon Pike. You can go see my friends at Buddy Allen Carpet One. Stop over, see Kirby at his house, but get the beautiful guarantee. Buddy Allen Carpet One, we know how important it is to feel confident in your flooring selection. You want to know it's going to look exactly the way you want once it's installed in your home. That's why they offer you the unmatched peace of mind with the one-of-a-kind guarantee. If you're not happy, they'll replace it for free. That's what they call the beautiful guarantee. 2405 at Lebanon Pike and Donaldson, 615-883-3289. BuddyAllenCarpet1.com.
Good evening from Old Natchez Country Club. I'm Joe Hunk. It is game week. Titans and Bears coming up on Saturday at noon. And Mike Vrabel met with the media this week. And before everything got started, he had a little bit of announcement when it comes to that first preseason game.
Just real quick here, I told the team and everybody involved here at the organization, but Terrell Williams will act as the head coach for Chicago starting on Friday. So I think this is a great opportunity for him and for us and everybody involved.
Coming up tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m., Tennessee gets to take on Florida for the Southeast Regional Championship game in Warner Robins. If Tennessee wins, they will be heading to the Little League World Series. You can watch that championship game on ESPN, again, with that first pitch being at 4. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
On a fly.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Broadcasted live outside on the Lanai at Old Natchez Country Club.
Found the Lanai.
I mean, it's breezy up here.
No, it's still hot.
If we were right there, I promise it'd be cooler.
Why are we not right there?
I don't know, but this heater for the air conditioning is blowing.
They literally put baby in the corner.
I know. I'm not
Nobody
happy.
puts
There are
baby in.
over here
coming.
too.
Here they come.
So
Here they come.
I've been dealing with this stupid fly that's been like just parking on my leg and stuff, and like I'll swat it after, when you notice. And then I thought I killed it, and I got mad. I was like, "It's stupid fly." And Dawn's looking
Just
at me.
lost it.
Dawn's looking. I'm cussing. Like Dawn's looking at me, just smiling. I'm like, I kind of lost it there, Dawn. She goes,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
she
you
did.
did." But now that fly's bothering you.
Now it's over on me, and I'm about to lose it.
The 104.5 The Zone Summer Golf Classic. When you see these events pop up, man, sign up. It's a lot of fun, and they sell out. And we've had a great time. Thanks to our friends at Ferguson HVAC presenting this golf tournament. A proud Rudd partner live at Old Natchez Country Club, spending the day teeing off on one of Middle Tennessee's most prestigious private courses. Appreciate Uncle Bud's coming out.
Yeah.
They had the food truck out for lunch earlier today. Master Staff Incorporated, the Nashville Predators, Granite Empire, Milagro Tequila. Do you have any tequila today?
No. Not the tequila and heat. Not for me. Does not mix. Give me.
How about tequila and work? Not for you.
Just the heat. I ain't take that other part into account.
Maybe.
Well,
that's
at the time he was drinking, we had like multiple hours before the show.
Napping.
Right? That's how you look at it.
That's
I mean,
right.
yeah,
it's
so
like-
maybe tequila at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
don't go together.
Yeah. I mean, who's counting?
we had
5 o'clock
six-
somewhere.
Yeah, we had 6 hours before the show started.
That's right. Plenty time.
That's plenty of time. Columbia Sportswear, Sailor, Jerry, Spiced Rum, Hardee's, Maryland Farms Wine and Spirits, and Sportsbook. Appreciate all those guys. Some of the sponsors that have helped make this happen today. We shot 60. That's not good in these things.
No.
Shoot.
At all. 52-1. I actually thought somebody'd get in the 40s with as many mulligans. Terry Marlin and Fight DMD, the mulligan sponsor, and we bought a bunch of them. So, I mean, that's basically how we matriculated around the course, like Hank Stram used to say about the Chiefs. 5 o'clock hour, presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com. You can watch the show YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
A lot going on. Pete Thamel with 2 sources saying the ACC is going to vet and have early discussions about the potential of the additions of Cal and Stanford into the ACC.
Wow.
They going out there. Somebody gonna include Hawaii just so they can get the trips.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what. I'd be licking my chops if I knew Stanford had to come to us to play and we're in North Carolina. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Like, we're not losing that game.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, dog.
3 time zones.
No, dog. We're not losing that. They better come out there on Tuesday.
How hard was that when you would travel?
Man, that's
like
tough. Even for the thing is, man, even for younger teenage / adults traveling at that time to stay up all night and all that, man, once you get into the season, that wears and tears on your body, regardless if you know it or not. And you may have 1 or 2 that can manage that, man, everybody can't manage that, man. Everybody's not going to be take a business-like approach to it. And that's what you automatically got to go into. You're no longer having a social life in school, especially in season. You think you're going somewhere out to eat? Man, you better eat at the training table and go home and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? All that studying.
That's one of the interesting points that Eli Drinkwitz made today. It was about the travel, and he was talking about like mental health issues come from a lot of things, but one of them is lack of sleep.
Yeah. And then that's one issue, but then the health of your body. Man, traveling like that, man, I'm telling you, that tears your body up.
Eating
man, come on, dog. You got to eat stuff on the go, and then you got to think you sitting like this on the plane. How many people going to be able to stretch out? Man, them some big old boys, man. Telling you now, man. All right, okay. I'm telling you, boy. Man, I would be talking to them in warm-ups. Y'all know y'all ain't got a chance.
I used to do the TSU football games, play-by-play, and we rode on the plane coming back from Air Force. They were playing Air Force out there.
Yeah.
And, man, Teresa Phillips did a great job setting up an amazing trip. Like, they had things to do and everything. It was awesome. But, like, to your point, I looked around me at these big dudes in this airplane, and I'm like, man, because we had to – I mean, you're going from Denver, you know?
Yep. And then
that's a flight.
You got to take into account, man, you got social media. So guess what? Everybody's a text message away. So those distractions, man, I'm coming all the way from Cali all the way to North Carolina or wherever. Hey, man, what y'all doing tonight? Y'all coming to the game tomorrow? Yeah, why don't you come out and have something to eat with me? And then there you go. I'm telling you.
Well, that's going to happen anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're going North Carolina.
But you can do it if you're going a state or two across. All the way across country, man, I'm going to be – boy, I'm going to tell people go to their room and everything. Hey, y'all know they're going to be staying up here, don't you? I'm just giving y'all a little behind the scenes. What I would be doing.
Yeah. And then Tony Harris gave a speech.
See, that was a problem. We should have stayed
Y'all
on
were
track.
winning all these games and
stayed on track.
partying.
Stayed
Tony
on
Harris
track.
like, hey, man, we got something special here.
Yeah, we got to do the right thing. Doing the right thing got us put out.
We started losing games.
That was great.
Because you quit partying?
Yeah, our body was used to it. Used to the partying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But
you got to stay loose.
We were loose.
I mean, that's like Tiger, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Tiger Woods,
right.
man.
No, that's a great point.
Exactly. Yeah. Some people can do it. I'm just saying. That's going to be hard on people's body, though, man. They're traveling, getting on them airport, getting in them airplanes and out, man. I don't care if it's chartered or not. That is different. That's a haul, man. That's a haul. You got 4 games like that during the year. I'm going to make sure I'm betting against them. Whoever it is.
It is a haul. Like, because I
do it for
West
work.
Coast games sometimes, yeah, and it's brutal.
Come on, man. That's serious, man. All that information that you taking in, and then we got to come back and study. All right.
Why'd you say it like that?
All right.
Like, as in, it's not happening.
Yeah, y'all pick. What y'all want me to do? Be the student or the athlete?
You know what they want.
Well, that's what you.
They can talk about student athlete all they want to.
Well, that's what you're gonna get. Get what you want. Promise you that.
Another story out there today. Pretty cool story. Mike Vrabel. It is game week. Titans at Bears. Titans favorite.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's here.
Change that.
Fake game week.
Bears favored by 3.5 in this game.
Yeah, yeah.
Did that come out when Vrabel said he's not coaching?
No, I think they've been like slick 3.5 for a minute.
Yeah.
11 a.m. on Saturday. News 2 has it. Yeah, but Vrabel, cool story. He's going to stand on the sideline, but he's going to let defensive line coach and assistant head coach Terrell Williams handle the coaching for that game. He made that announcement today to the media.
Just real quick here, I told the team and everybody involved here at the organization, but Terrell Williams will act as the head coach for Chicago starting on Friday. So I think this is a great opportunity for him and for us and everybody involved. So Big T will handle that. Clint will handle the defensive line, and so that'll start on Friday. So you guys can handle that through Robbie and the communication when you talk to Big T and kind of steer it towards that. And he'll talk to you after the game, and I'll come back on Sunday and visit with you guys. So.
Vrabel.
He just took himself right out of it.
Yeah, he did. He's
like,
I'm not going to talk to you about anything. I don't have to now because
Big T's going to handle it.
T's going to handle it all.
Hey,
I love it.
And for the people
he's not going to talk after the game.
Why?
Did you hear that?
I had nothing to do with that game.
Talk to you on Sunday.
I'll talk to you on Sunday.
I'm looking at Big T. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll catch up with y'all later. I'm breaking his game down. Yeah. But do you know how many people
That is so funny.
Love Terrell
Williams.
Yeah.
Man, like they rave about him.
Yeah,
I like
they
watching
rave
him
about
coach.
him.
He's a long-time assistant.
That's pretty
12
dope, man.
seasons in the NFL as an assistant coach, 6 seasons with the Titans. He's
Dope
been
opportunity.
been in the coaching game for like 26 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Vrabel was also talking about the opportunity for Williams. Is it beneficial? And also the plan for the week with the change.
Well, again, that'll be something that you'll have to ask him afterwards. But I just think that him dealing and talking with the trainer and you know, again, we'll have a lot of conversations between now and Friday. But just handling things with the roster and discussing those things with the assistant coaches and how we want to play the game or letting him make those decisions in the game. And we'll go into the game with things that we think we need to try to get done, and I'm sure he'll try to do that, and I'll help him, where need be. But I do think it'll be a great opportunity, well deserved, and so this is something that I wanted to do. What will you do? Well, I mean, I'll obviously be involved and coach the guys on technique and help T where I can, or if there's a question or concern, but try to help him understand that role and what's required.
So Vrabel's going to turn into the position coach?
Yeah.
I like it.
How about that? Y'all can deal with
they asked
Big
that
T.
question like he was
Let
going
me
to
ask
get a
you
beach chair or
this.
something.
Is he going to be all up in Tim Kelly's offense? Or is he going
That's a
to
great
be all
question.
up on the defense?
You think maybe that's why it was a good little substitution right there, too, so I can keep an eye on this, see how this ran?
Yep.
That's
more from Vrabel when we come back.
And I kind of think he needs to just let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'll be best. Let's see what he got.
You think Vrabel's going to let something go?
It's going to be tough, too.
Okay.
Like, babies don't like let's go of their pacifier either, but. Or the binky. Or the fooler.
Fooler? I've never heard it called that.
I have. Yeah.
Fooler.
Fooler is a pacifier.
Pacifier.
Yeah.
Never heard it.
I have too. All right, so 3-2.
Is that a southern thing?
It may be.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
It
Or
may
a
be.
northern thing?
No,
It's
gotta
definitely
be
not a
down
northern
here. Oh,
thing.
it's
Me and
down
Slayer
here.
out here with it. I don't, we ain't out here with too many northern things. Vrabel talking about offensive line next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Man, I got to give my folks some love out there at Superbook, man. The Southern hospitality they came down here with for the UFC event this weekend was first class, man. Dustin Jacoby showed up, got us paid. I don't know if you was following me or Superbook on social media, but if you did, you would have won. I'm telling you right now, you need to dive into it, man. Superbook.com. You need to get your terms and conditions there. But go and download it. Go to your app store, download Superbook Sports, the app, and sign up. Deposit and wager. And listen, you got to go use the code SLAY, S-L-A-Y, and you can score up to $250 with your first bet bonus. Win or lose, they still going to match your first bet up to $250 with the promo code SLAY. With Tennessee, we're in the division this year. Now, yeah, we're shifting to football. People, it's here, and this flies here too. But I ain't going to let them stop me because don't sit on the sidelines. Let's win some money this season with Superbook. Visit Superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Book it.
Oh, all right. Fall. What is that for? Organization. Maybe you need to organize your house and your garage or your closet, and you want storage solutions, or you want a home office, or you want a breathtaking closet. Artisan Custom Closets. That's who you need to call. ARTISAN, customclosets.com is the website, but give yourself that breathtaking closet you have always dreamed of. Maybe you want shoe storage, plenty of hanging areas, some custom-built drawers for things. You want to treat yourself, Artisan Custom Closets can help you do it. You can dream it, and they can custom build it, and I'm talking about anything from home office to Murphy bed that they can put in. Maybe you want to move one of your guest rooms into a home office but still have an area for people to sleep. Maybe you want a beautiful and organized garage. I actually have that now thanks to Artisan Custom Closets. Give them a call, 615-800-2199. Go check out their Nashville showroom, 55 Willow Street in downtown, and just give them a call for a free in-home consultation today. Say goodbye to clutter and tell them that you listened to 3HL and you listened to Dawn and you heard me talk about how much I am obsessed with Artisan Custom Closets, and they'll give you 10% off if you're a zone listener. They also have payment options for you, too. ArtisanCustomClosets.com. That number, 615-800-2199.
We're about to be on the air.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport. Did we introduce Don Davenport? I don't think we have since like 3 o'clock. Well,
I don't even think you did at 3.
Yeah, I did.
That's Bonk.
Right.
That's Bonk.
That's Bonk.
Twitch, please. Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
What up, Don?
What up? Hello, party people.
Party people in the house. By the way, Sammy has put together like a minute and a half worth of video clips from today's golf tournament on probably on the Zone Insta
It's probably
page.
on all their social medias.
Yeah, at 1045 The Zone on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
No, she showed out with that.
And actually, a part of that video clip is the shotgun challenge that I was there for you.
You saw that one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not the one that somebody sent me on Twitter.
I think, yeah, that was one I pulled off from y'all. I did another one.
He is Ron Slay. He's the shotgun challenge.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Champion.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, at 6'8", at power forward, Ron Slay.
Y'all better buckle up, because this car ain't got no roof.
Car has no roof, people.
Nah, man, you had a shoulder injury, so you were able just to kind of freelance around the golf course today.
Yes,
Slay has a roof today.
Kind of do. I got a shoulder.
I mean, it popped out, but you popped it back in.
I probably should be in the sling.
You probably should. So
Oh, you know what happens? That thing just keeps popping out, and then eventually you're going to have surgery on it.
Yeah, but you used that arm to shotgun your beers.
That's right. It's
so
still
you
ready
fought
for
through
tailgates.
it.
It's ready for tailgates.
You fought through it for the people.
Yeah, I ain't. Little shoulder ain't stopping me.
Ramon hit a pitch shot for us.
I saw that. Looked pretty good on there.
You didn't get out of the cart. I was
What?
like, and he was like, when he took his warm-up swings, we were like literally like 20 feet off the green.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to bump and run or chip it or whatever you want to do. But when he took his practice swing, he was taking some healthy practice swings.
Really? Like he was going.
Yeah, he was like,
into
"Oh,
it.
that felt good, but it was too hard." And then he did it again. He was like, "Okay, there it is," but it was still too hard. And you were within, like you were across the green by the cart, like you would have taken it if he would have launched it. But he had a really good shot.
He probably would have hollered for me. Or Savage.
Yeah, but you were close enough where I don't think it would matter.
I would have caught it. I got one good on.
It was a fun day out here. 104.5 The Zone 2023 Summer Golf Classic at Old Natchez Country Club, presented by Ferguson HVAC, proud Rudd partner. Appreciate some of our sponsors: Southern Trophy House, Hendricks Gin, Seymour Putters, Fight DMD, Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, Brentwood Jewelry. I just went in and saw the score. So we shot a 60, which is not good in these things.
Mm-hmm.
Because Don's husband, Travis Harder, stepped up in your place.
Yeah.
And if it were not for him,
yeah, we better get out.
We might have finished last, honestly.
Yeah.
Seriously, like he's good.
You got to be a good drafter, man.
Yeah, so we shot a 60. So we finished 14th out of 23 teams. How would you rate our play today?
That's below average.
Did you win?
14th out of 23.
Then you suck.
Your husband was a part of this team.
I know, but he can't carry all y'all.
See, guess what? I gave him the blueprint. You know what I mean? If he would have stepped into somebody else's shoes, it may have been worse. Ain't no telling. I probably should have been out there, but it's all right, y'all. I won't let you down again.
615-737-1045. Garrett in Smyrna.
Can't do it all.
Missed Trash Talk Friday. He joins us now.
Okay.
Garrett, what's up? What kind of trash you want to talk?
You can trash talk whenever.
Hey, guys. So I wanted to trash talk the NFL, actually, because on Friday or Thursday of last week, I looked at the NFL Instagram page, and lo and behold, they had Austin Eckler in front of Derrick Henry last year. Let me just say this. Yeah, he's not the best out of the backfield, like catching the ball. Okay, I can give you that. So the receiving yards, I can understand that. But with that offensive line we had last year, come on, man. And he still put up numbers like 1,500 rushing yards. Like, come on. What are we doing? Are we just trying to diversify the running back position so it's not always Derrick Henry? Like, I don't understand that. Like, what are we doing?
Just
like,
bored.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you know what? Let's mix it up this year. Like, no, that's not how this works.
Garrett,
But
I'm with you,
anyway.
man. Like, I think you could argue that 1,500-yard season was his best season outside the 2000.
Dude,
Given the
and
offensive
it's
line,
almost
you
like
said.
Yeah.
And imagine if he had Taylor Lewan or a functioning offensive line last year, he probably would have broken the record again.
I agree.
He didn't have a turnstile at left
We
tackle.
didn't have the Autobahn at left tackle.
Exactly. And then, I'm going to try to leave y'all with a fun fact of the day as well.
All right.
So back in the day, they used to call cops coppers because they had their badges were made out of copper. And so now it's just evolved into cop. But yeah, that's it. But love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Wow. You just blew my mind, Garrett. Is that true?
He said they were called coppers because what?
Because the badge was made out of copper. And so they shortened it like you do to cop.
That must have been, I wonder, was that my uncle or something that came over, the great uncle or something that came over with that?
Yeah, someone in your family, because y'all all come up with nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Darn, that's pretty dope.
That blew my mind.
Little fun fact.
Do you know what blew my mind?
What?
How random that was.
that was very random.
But people know we love that random crap like that.
I guess.
He's been waiting since Friday, Babs.
He trash talked the NFL, which was
That was
a
A1.
great call. A heck of a trash talk. That you win the trash talk
Trying to
for today.
diversify the running backs.
You're right. People are bored. But yeah, totally random fact at the end.
I got one.
It wasn't like tied in at all. Oh boy, here we go.
No, I just don't know if it's a pro, but I'll tell y'all off air and then see if I can say it on air.
Normally, I would say if you have to ask, I think you know the answer to that.
No, but I think this one is okay.
That's what I would tell the kids.
Oh, by the way, on Friday I was like, hey, Babs, because you said you were working week 0. And I was like, oh, do you know what your game is? And you were like, yeah, but I'm not sure I can say. And so we were like, well, you probably shouldn't say. But you know who told me your first 2 games today? Your husband in the cart. I was like, okay.
Good job. That's my guy.
Wait, but I told you guys off air.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't?
No.
Oh. I thought I did.
No, you did not, baby.
I guess I just told my husband.
Yeah. Screw us.
Yeah.
I thought we were friends. We used to be the 3 best friends that anyone could have.
Remember when
sorry.
Remember when that
Just left us on the roof.
I'm sorry. I didn't think you guys really actually cared that much.
Yes, we do,
honestly.
Oh, it's interesting.
I always want to know where you're going.
All right, let's talk about the offensive line. But before we do that, Mike Vrabel talking about Terrell Williams. He's going to be coaching the game if you're just tuning in against the Bears. So Vrabel met with the media today and then said basically, y'all got any more questions this week about coaching? Big T is going to help you out. And Vrabel's like, I'll meet with you guys on Sunday, like not even after the game on Saturday.
Yeah, I liked it.
He's out.
Yeah. So anyway, what stands out about Williams and how the idea came to be?
Just his ability to reach every player offensively, defensively.
I can see that.
Great experiences at different places, and you always see him talking to guys across the ball or O-linemen or young players, veteran players. So,
how did this idea kind of come about? Because it doesn't seem like it's something that's been done a whole lot around the league.
I came up with the idea. Like most of the other things we do. Again, it wasn't about his ability to coach Jeff Simmons or develop some of those guys. This is an opportunity that was earned and deserved because of the vision that I think I have and his ability to reach, again, have conversations with all different players and people in our organization from different positions and different backgrounds. And
it's a vision I had. I like that.
The divisions I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Terrell Williams was in Miami before here. So
Terrell.
Yeah, Terrell, sorry. Cameron Wake was one of his guys. That he
the
coached
DN?
Mm-hmm. And he comes
He's
here.
an animal.
Jarrell Casey, he had Big Jeff. Terrell, yes. I'm just going all Southern, like Tyrell.
Yeah. Cameron Wake was a maniac
Beast.
off the edge, boy. Sheesh.
Beast.
You want to talk about the right body and
good bend,
God-given talents and size and athleticism and all those things.
Wake was a fool.
Vrabel talking a lot about the offensive line. He did it again today, talking about Justin Murray, who just came to the Titans in his first practice, and Chris Hubbard's progress at right tackle.
I thought he was competitive. He popped him in there at guard and was able to go in there and operate and function and act like a pro.
How's Hubbard done since he's been here and kind of taken over, getting most of the reps with the ones?
He's doing good. I mean, he's working hard and trying to progress and push through. And, today was a good day for conditioning, and there were plays where they moved the pile and plays where there was some good pockets and good protection, and then other plays, we'd like to have back. But, there was a lot of great situations that come up. We're down in the red zone and, different looks that they coach through, and just able to say, hey, listen, if we get this on this particular play, like this is how we want to block it, or just through the course of a lot of reps, there's just a lot of different little details that come up, and that's why you practice.
Zeph, let's go to cut number 6. Vrabel talking about Andre Dillard's progress at left tackle, the other side.
I do think that he's gotten more comfortable just being here, and I think he's gotten in better playing shape. I think you can go and run and do sprints and everything, but it's a long day for an offensive lineman. It's a lot of individual, and then you come over here and run some team reps and then 2 minutes. So I think the biggest thing has just been his conditioning and confidence to go out there and block these guys, and it looks like he's improved each day.
Okay.
He still didn't say anything about him. No, he didn't. Don't give it to him. He didn't say anything about him.
He didn't say he has improved each day. It says it looks like he's improved each day.
Yeah, but
look at us just totally breaking down Vrabel's
I'm gonna go back
word by word.
I'm gonna go back to little
intonation.
Johnny, who has an F this week, and then the next week he has a D plus,
and
the next week he's got a D. Well, he's improving. Doesn't mean you want him on your debate team.
Very true.
Little Johnny, get your ass out.
Doesn't mean, yeah.
Johnny, it might click though. It might click.
At some point, it'll be a B plus.
Hey, B plus. Hey.
I mean, did it ever click with Daly?
No, but there was never any. Oh, he's improving.
They stayed away from that.
Yeah,
every single
time. They never said anything about that.
We never seen anything like that though.
No, I've never in my entire time of covering this sport, I have never seen something that bad.
Now you talk about the yips. That's yips.
And to get 17 starts.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, there really wasn't anybody on the practice squad that could have done better than that.
That's the toughest
part.
That is
by far
the toughest part.
The part that I just cannot fathom. That there's no way oh my gosh. There had to be somebody that was better than that.
And you ain't even saying somebody get out there and produce and block. Somebody that can just get in the way.
No, I'm just saying somebody that, like, I don't even know. How, like, one day when Vrabel's done coaching, I want to hear his real comments about the Dennis Daly position and what the hell happened. And you're telling me there's nobody on that practice squad that's better?
What if Vrabel was like, okay, J-Rob, you give me this guy? Okay, I'm going to play him. I'm going to play him every game.
No, Vrabel wants to win too much.
What if he did that?
He wants to win too much.
You give me this guy?
And Tannehill would have been like, listen.
Come on, my life's on the line back here. Y'all really don't play these little mental games right now.
These reindeer games.
Not the time.
Dang.
I mean,
I'm with you on that though, Babs. That right there, that's saying a lot. Like you ain't got nobody.
There's none of your backups are better than that.
That was tough.
No.
And they knew it going into each press conference. Every press conference was going to be a question.
But how about those clips where dudes would just run right by him and he wouldn't even touch him? You start out 4 inches from the guy in front of you and you can't even touch him.
Yeah. Can you imagine what the film sessions were like for the defenses that was walking into it? Like,
can you imagine what the film session was like for Dennis Daly?
No, I can't. I absolutely can't. I absolutely can't. Because you got your peers sitting there, they're with you watching it.
I mean, that's why he ended up going, where did he go?
Arizona.
Trying to hire somebody. No. I'm talking about personal.
Yeah.
All right.
Stress reliever.
The 2023 unofficial Titans depth chart just came out. Since it is game week, we'll kind of roll through that a little bit when we come back. Also, you'll hear from Chig Okonkwo next on 104.5 The Zone.
What's happening, people? Picture this. Working remotely from home and your power goes out. Yeah, that's thunder and
Is that what
lightning
it sounds like?
Yeah, it's like it's over right
Hey,
there.
there were some booms last night.
It
I was
was.
worried about. Yeah.
And one of them woke me up, then I went right back to sleep. It was like my generator popped on. It's happening more and more lately. No need to compromise with Mother Nature anymore, people. We've got a solution for you. Cove Generators, Generac Home standby generators from Cove Generators could be the smartest investment you can make, Babsy.
Yes, they know their craft inside out at Cove Generator, so let them help you out. They'll find the best generator for your own unique needs, the size of your house, what you need, what you want, price, budget, all those things. Cove Generators is your premier Generac home standby generator dealer, and they offer service and repair on every single brand you can imagine.
Right.
Yes, residential and industrial generators. So be ready for that next power outage. Call Cove Generators.
Yes, call them. The number is 931-559-3311, covegenerators.com. Babsy?
Stay connected through it all.
There she is.
on Slay?
What's up, though?
Did we do your intro this hour?
Oh, Lord knows. Zeph on it.
Hey, I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building.
Better be ready.
I'm in the building. Car ain't got no rules. Time for the show. Woo!
I love how you just scream that across a golf course.
Hunk told me, though, I was fullback.
Best believe I'm in the
Yeah.
Best believe.
You've always done that.
Yeah, because I'm coachable. That's why.
I learned that from Jerry House.
Did you a Babsy?
Yeah.
I'm not coachable, Babsy.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
All right, we've got a number of things that we need to do before we get out of here. You want
Let's
to hear a
do
couple of
it.
things from
Depth
Chig?
chart.
I got a joke.
Hang on, we'll get to the depth chart, the unofficial depth chart. Are you going to tell the joke?
Nah. What you think, Babsy?
No.
I mean, it was funny.
You're ask me and just let me go.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't have let you told that joke.
Okay.
No.
That's for a different audience. It was really funny though.
Yeah, see? I knew it.
Did you think it was funny, Babs?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, but I'm not a good judge of that. I
You
don't,
also-
I don't
you
get
also
offended
you don't get
ever,
offended.
so-
so- None of the three
That's
of us
very,
get offended.
that's very true.
Yeah.
So we're really not a barometer. Like we need a barometer guy over here.
Yeah.
Like you tell
And
us what
I-
we can say and what we can't say.
It's
'cause-
definitely not honk either.
Nope.
Yeah, no, it's not him.
No.
No.
Not at all.
Zeph, let's go to Chig Okonkwo, tight end, who we all expect big things from this year. Again, came on late. Well, not even late, just in the second part of the season.
Yep.
8 catches in his first 8 games, then 24 catches the next 7. I think he played 15. But he met with the media today, talked about his comfort level.
Definitely a lot more confident, comfortable. Vrabel tries to keep us uncomfortable every day, so he's got to come in and just play with confidence, and I think that's what I'm doing right now.
How about the question that everyone on the offensive side of the football gets asked, and some of the defensive members, the addition of DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah, with pass catching, it's a lot of similar stuff, so definitely watch everything he's doing because I know he's an elite pass catcher. Adding him on our team obviously adds another threat, just another threat on our unit to be able to just go make plays, as he's made a ton of plays in his career.
I
mean, literally, they come straight
right
off the field.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on there. What about the challenges? And we've been talking about this, and we've been hearing growth in terms of this blocking as a tight end.
For me, I'm probably giving up weight to every person I play against. So for me, it's about getting off on the snap count and using my strength, which is my quickness and my leverage, being smaller than most of the guys I'm going to be blocking. So for me, it's just getting off the ball and using my explosiveness.
Mm-hmm. Hit first.
I mean, that's going to be key for him for staying on the field.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Got to be a good striker, though.
Striker.
Mm-hmm.
Like in soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah. The U.S.
soccer
women's
background.
national team needed that.
I heard.
They went 238 minutes without a goal.
Yeah, that was not pretty.
Can you imagine watching 230 minutes without a goal?
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's it right now.
By the way, how did Hadley's soccer game go this weekend?
It was just soccer. It's not really a game.
Oh, they're just out there running around. Will Bowling walking up. How'd y'all do? Somebody give him a mic. Where's his mic?
First of all, Will Bowling's
Hey, you got to hurry up because we're talking about the Titans depth chart.
Yeah.
65.
Oh. Whoa, we spanked y'all.
No, it's not good.
Yeah, y'all going to come in 39th.
Oh, thank you. We got my rangefinder, too.
We shot a 60.
See what I'm saying?
Little Birdie told me they bought
sucked.
all the mulligans, all the sand shots, and Brent was walking around every hole going, "Can I hit it in the bunker here?"
Willie,
no, I'm saying you're smarter than me.
I'm the guy to go to the principal office and say, "Did you see them? What they did? Just handle your own business." You talked about our second place trophy like it wasn't a big accomplishment.
I did.
Your trophy would be what? I know, I do remember because he brought it up this morning. Him and Savage.
We only had 3 guys because the former Titan we tried to call in, wasn't available. So
he passed.
All right. Well, good job.
Well, good
Thanks,
job, Willie.
Bowling.
It's fun out there, though, wasn't it, Willie?
Yeah. So what's more impressive, the 65 for Will Bowling or the bounce it up to Booster the Rooster?
Oh,
I forgot. I got to give you crap.
yes,
while you're
I don't
here.
know why you didn't, Babsy. I don't know why you didn't, and he was right here.
Ooh,
What did he tell you, Babsy? What did he tell you?
Yeah,
like
hold
what?
on.
Yeah, I know he dug
Titans depth
in
chart.
on
We'll
this
get to
one.
it.
What
Hold
did
on,
he
hold
say?
on.
What did he say to you,
Let's
Babsy? He was telling you
see.
something about he did 2 times before.
Oh,
10-year-old
no.
left-hand
I
pitcher or
just-
something like. What was it? It was something.
I did this twice when I was a kid at Greer.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so that means success.
Experience was involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when you were a kid, that means
Yes.
success is coming.
I said, did you play baseball growing up? Are you nervous? He said, I did. I was a pitcher, actually. I said, don't screw it up.
And what
To
was
which his response was, no shot, it gets screwed up.
Oh. Ooh, grass bouncer. Scoot over a little bit, Willie, so everybody can see you. You know the
Brent's
camera.
insinuation that this pitch was a failure is heinous
complete failure.
and
It was an
unbelievably
utter and complete failure.
No, it was not. I've seen worse pitches get swung at by Vandy players who got swept by Tennessee. Okay, bye.
It was worse than mine, and mine was bad. At least mine hit the dirt.
No, it was bad.
Yours hit the grass.
No, I have the video.
No, it's not no hit those same spots. See, he is back in the teacher's office
Yep.
telling the teachers,
Yep.
look what you did. Look what
All
you
right.
did. See what I'm saying?
Thank you, Will.
Willie, nobody cares about what happened in the past. It's the present.
Titans unofficial depth chart. Y'all want it?
Yes, give it to us.
All right, quarterback Ryan Tannehill.
It's actually about the same.
Is he going to play?
Y'all's were both terrible.
No, I knew mine was terrible. I never played, though. I never did it.
Slay's right, though. He hit the grass. Like, I mean, it was an easy bounce.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You know what I mean? It wasn't a short hop.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Ryan
right.
Tannehill,
Tannehill.
quarterback. Running
Won't
back.
see him.
Yeah, running back Derrick Henry. Wide receivers Traylon Burks, DeAndre Hopkins.
Won't see them.
2 tight ends Chig Okonkwo, Trayvon Wesco.
2 tight ends. That's interesting.
What is that?
Josh Wiley behind Chig Okonkwo. Right
like
tackle
Wiley.
Chris Hubbard. Right guard Daniel Brunskill. Center Aaron Brewer. Left guard Peter Skoronski. Left tackle Andre Dillard.
We knew all this.
Yep. Defensive end Danico Autry. Nose tackle Tier Tart. Defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons. Outside linebacker Arden Key. Harold Landry III. Inside linebacker Aziz Al-Shire. Jack Gibbons.
They've been raving about him.
They've been raving
They've been
about him.
raving
They gave him
about
the
him.
mic.
In front of Monty Rice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Smart player, man.
Do you remember I covered that kid at was it Minnesota?
The
Gibbons is where he transferred
Yeah.
to.
I think it was Minnesota. Yeah.
And I forget which coach told me this, but I distinctly remember this conversation where he was like, this is and this is like an older coach who has been coaching for years. This is the smartest defensive football player I have ever come across in my entire career.
Wow.
Yeah, they call him Dr.
Yeah.
Gibbons.
Yeah, I don't care what
Like
level.
the way that they found him, because he was at Arlington, West Side, East Side.
Really? They went
left,
dug up and found
whatever. Yeah, I mean, he played a bunch of college football. I think that's yeah. So good for him. But yeah, they were talking about he.
Wow. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All
right?
right, let me get through this.
Sorry, go ahead.
The rest of
Gibbons.
it is on point.
So that's surprising.
Yeah. Cornerback Sean Murphy Bunting and Christian Fulton. Safeties Kevin Byard, Amani Hooker. Kicker Caleb Shudak, if you're looking at that
You
little
got to make
battle.
some in the game.
Trey Wolf is the backup. All right, we appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate the participation. 3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com.
Y'all better be ready tomorrow.
We can dive into some of the depth charts
Yeah.
on this depth chart, some of the deeper backups, positions, all that.
For sure. Also,
It's
appreciate
interesting.
everybody coming out and playing golf today in the Zone Summer Golf Classic. Appreciate our presenting sponsor, Ferguson HV, who is a proud
Abilene
Rudd
Christian.
partner.
Abilene Christian. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Couldn't remember. Go ahead.
Thank you, Babsy. I'm
I'm
glad
sorry.
you remembered.
I'm glad
I can't help myself.
All right. It's hot and moist, and we're going home. Appreciate you listening. Is that a good way to get out of here?
Yes.
Good night. God bless.
See ya.
What's the worst part about 6.9?